I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man! And now, your mama knows!
29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What are you, fucking nuts? You thought?
Subscribe to the most epic channel on YouTube for live streams every week. Daily videos. Subscribe. Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon. Oh, what's up, guys? It's the Cowboy King of Entertainment. I'm back with another video. Hey, guys. It's been I was about to say 2 years. It's been about a year since I had changed the channel name from And Now Your Mama Knows to the Cowboy King of Entertainment, King of Content, whatever, right? So you guys know me in the community. I've been going by Cowboy for a while. But, what I wanted to do, as I love content creation because it allows you to experiment and just do things, right? So I want to go back to my roots that I had since 2011, which the channel was And Now Your Mama Knows. So, but I want to do it, guys, I'm trying to get to what I really want to do, right? I want this channel to be like a network because I got so much content and make your neck hurt because your neck work. But it's kind of like a TV channel. See, you come on, there's live programming every week. People say, you're so consistent. How do you do it? Because I'm the captain of consistency. But, so as I transition and do new things and whatever, like we got Tuesday adult community night with my wife. And Mondays is always the video game podcast, and Wednesdays is We Wrestle Wednesdays, and Thursdays is kind of up in the air. So it's kind of cool because if you guys check the channel, I went and changed it around a bit going back to Now Your Mama Knows. But the cowboy, people keep saying you can't get rid of the cowboy. You got to be there. Fine. All right. I created this image. I created this crazy madman. Yes. And so how can I leave it alone? Fine. 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 So the channel is going back to Now Your Mama Knows, but also a Now Your Mama Knows Cowboy TV. So guys, it's going to be more like television. You got your stuff on VOD, video on demand. You got your live programming for a week, even more than that. But anyway, just wanted to throw it out there so you guys see some new stuff going out there. I'll be putting out, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You're going to be like, wait, what? So anyway, with that being said, guys, today might be one of the craziest days. All right, my dog just joined us. Josie, take a seat. Have a seat. No, I was telling you to take a seat. Yeah, take a seat. You take a seat. Anyway, it's hard to find good help. Bang! You don't know how to lay down yet. All right, I don't have no food. So take a seat. Anyway, Josie, the show started. Take a seat. So, with that being said, guys, today is going to be wild. I know there's some people that's waiting to talk about Xbox. That's why the titles say Xbox Doom and Gloom. But dare I say, can we put some logic to this Xbox Doom and Gloom? Can we find beauty in the disaster? That's what I'm wondering. Are we all going to get together and it's just going to be fanboy bashing? Or is it going to actually be some video game passion and not result to assassins? Is it possible? So, I guess we'll find out today because I'm going to have some people come on and we're going to get into it. But, hold that thought. I didn't feed the fish today and I'm almost out of fish food. I got like dust in here. You know, there's only 5 fish in there anyway. That'll be all right. Anyway, so back to that. So, Joseph, where you going? Sit. Come on, be a part of the show. All right, calm down. Hey, don't attack me. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? Drugs. What you gonna do, little dog? See, you feeling better. Listen, the doctor said you're supposed to be calm. All right, you need to calm that down. Sit. Come on, go take a seat. Nobody's playing with you. What you gonna do, little dog? Why are you drop kicking me? She's so violent, man. She just jump on me, kick me. I'll punch you. Come on, you want to square up? Come on, you want to square? You want to square up? All right, Josie, I got a show to do, for real. No, all jokes aside. Sit down. All right, stay there. Sit down, sit. All right. Anyway, guys, let's get into this thing. If you guys are new to the channel, go to the home page. It's gonna be dope the way I switched it up. I cut some of the fat a little bit, so it's not as many categories. But you'll see the live stuff. You'll see the reviews and how-to. You'll see the video game section, whether it's live streams or videos. So it's all cool. Well, with that being said, I'll grab a chair. I hope you guys grab a chair, and let's get the show started. So, Josie, are you hanging in here or not? Because I'm going to throw you out. All right. My dog has actually just kind of not feeling good for a while, and she's starting to get her little energy back, and it's kind of crazy. But anyway, let me see what you guys got to say. FCat said, throw the link. Rude said, throw the link. Oh, man, y'all guys are ready. Dark Kermit in the building said, yeah, more Xbox Doom and Gloom. Let's see. Say it's profitable, talking about Xbox One way, I'm assuming more than others. FCAT saying is over. Time for the Xbox tax. Rune is in the building. Let me see. Throw the link. I'm coming, man. You know I like to doll it up. Throw the link. Yeah, more Xbox Doom and Gloom. Let me see. It's profitable, talking about Xbox One way more than the others. Let me see. Xbox said, wait. Why is it like I'm reading the same stuff over? All right, hold on. Let me start from the bottom and go up. Let me see. Lion, why am I even here? I don't even play these games. Yo, what's going on? TPG said, what's up to the chat? Sev in the building. Also, Anthony, I found out you're the most expensive state in to live in the United States, by the way. Got to be fun. I didn't know that. I would have surely thought it would have been New York. No one, or California. No one does it like Senior Urban. Let me see. Too much feedback on the mic. Let me see. I'm leaving. Lion, I'll let you do it. And let me see. Urban, you hear to start random conversations. His volume's too. Oh, my volume's too loud. All right, my bad. Is my volume? You know, funny. I actually got the microphone in front of me now for once, and yeah, maybe I need to turn it down. Here, let's see what mic I actually got connected. Let me see. Microphone, HD webcam. Oh, why is that on? My H. Let me see something. Yeah, so it shouldn't even be my HD webcam that's on. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I didn't know that got connected. It should be this microphone. This is the one that should be connected, but my bad. You know, computers have his mind of his own. All right, so anytime you get that small's like the back of an air conditioner until in the Windows, it's going to be rain without fail. LOL Lion Cowboy, get a new mic, bro. Time to hang this up. Damn, my bad, guys. Let me see. I don't even know why I'm here when I don't keep up with traditional gaming anymore. Let's see. Let's send super chats to get Cowboy a new mic. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that my mic, like, I don't even know why this mic took over. It's about to rain. Let me see. You scared our niece away. Okay. All right. Sound is not great when you are that far away. Okay. Lapel mic. Yeah, that would be good. So yeah, unfortunately my the wrong mic got taken over. Don't know why. All right. I think I'm good enough. I think I caught up with the chat just about enough. And sorry about that, guys, with the microphone being switched for some strange reason. But I don't know. Can't make this stuff up. All right, so let's see. To join the show. Bam, let's go. All right, guys, here we go. This is the Monday podcast. Guys, you know me. I love to give the voice to the voiceless, where I love to let anybody speak who want to. So anybody could join the show. Anybody could be a part of this. I'll be reading comments. I'll be it's going to be fun, guys. The cool thing with me is I just like everybody to be a part of stuff. I don't like to silence people. People have something to say. I like them to be able to say it. I know a lot of channels, it's going to be their way or the highway. A lot of channels, you're going to get their narrative and their perspective, and you'll never be able to hear anything different. But over here on the Cowboy King of Entertainment podcast, that's not the case. So good stuff. All right, so let me I was trying to figure out. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. I was trying to change my name since I changed it the other day, and now I want to change it back. But with that being said, let's get this show started. My man, my main man, my right hand man, my Uno Cabana, I don't even know, but FCAT is coming in the building. Let's go.
Yo.
Yo, FCAT, man. I see the Xbox tax. I see it's supposed to be wild and crazy. People showing up because I put, like you told me, Doom and Gloom. So I put Xbox Doom and Gloom, and here we are. So what could we look forward to in today's hot topics that you've been researching?
Oh man, it's a mess.
It's a mess.
But I don't know if you saw it, but shout out to TPG. He released a video today. He freaking went off on Xbox. It was funny as hell.
So I did see you were saying that he released a video, and speaking of that, why should we talk about
himself?
When the man himself could pop in, none other than TPG. Put your ones up.
TPG woke up this
TPG.
morning and chose violence, bro. Like he channeled his inner F cat, and
I gotta
and then he unleashed the beast.
I gotta watch that video. I want to say what's up. Oh, we got Charit Man Gaming in here. Ronan is in here. Obi Rose Kenobi, aka Hitbox Rose, is in the building. What's going on? I want to say what's up. The Lion is up there. Mr. Ermero, just a bunch of people
Arr.
popped up because yeah, I mean, um, wow, where do we start,
Nah,
guys?
well, I gotta tell you right now, Cowboy,
Okay,
I'm expecting a phone call at least around 3 o'clock.
okay,
My mom's supposed to pick me up because plus take her to a Mother's Day, what do you call it, dinner with my
that's cool.
grandma. Cause well, she was working yesterday, so just let you
Okay.
know.
That's cool,
So
man. You know what's funny? Speaking of
Word.
that, right now, currently, it's probably done, but my Mother's Day video is actually uploaded. So I just gotta hit it to make it live. But I'll do that tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow. Sorry, I'll do that after the show. But anyways, here, let me
What do y'all want to do? Because we got a long road before we get to
dude,
Xbox stuff. Or
wait.
do you
Oh,
want
let
to
me
start off with
apologize too,
Xbox?
guys. I didn't realize my the microphone for my camera took over. I had no clue. So, I'm way back there. I didn't have no clue what y'all was saying. So I'm reading the chat and and I realized like, oh, this my good mic, the mic my wife bought me for Christmas, I think 2 years ago. It wasn't somehow it wasn't connected and the the webcam mic was
it's
connected.
because
So,
whenever you plug something new in, like a webcam, because
right.
remember most webcams have microphones on them,
Well,
it detects that and
and
it thinks you want to defaultly use that.
And you know what's funny? That's exactly what I did. So yesterday, when I was kind of switching up the channel a little bit, and whenever I make a video, I put it on my external hard drive. So when I put my external hard drive in, I unplug my webcam and then I plug it back in. But
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't even check to see because usually it doesn't do it. But yeah, I mean, I guess it decided we're taking over. But anyway, I know you guys came for some video game news. It is a Monday, so let's get into it. Also,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
man.
so what do y'all want to do since TBG has to go? Y'all want to jump into the Xbox stuff first, or
Let's just, you know what? We can't tease the
because
people forever.
So
you
wait,
don't
wait,
want
wait.
to see all
Let's
these
not
tabs. I
jump
got a
right in.
truckload of stuff,
So look.
and like
We can't.
half of it is Xbox.
Okay, let's put it simple. If I have to leave within like the hour, I will probably still find a way to join. I'll just hook up my
Yeah,
headphones and do it off the phone.
yeah. The thing
Word.
is let's not just jump into it. Let's ease into it. So let's tackle some other stuff, and then maybe for like a half an hour or something, and then we could
All right,
start
all right.
to get
Ease
into
Well,
some
let's
into
more.
it.
pull me up. Pull me up. Go ahead,
All
Mike.
right,
We'll
bam.
start off with the first stuff. So picking up from last week, the ROG Ally X was showed off, and it's gonna have better battery, RAM, SSD, and more.
Okay.
Cool.
I like I like how it's called the ROG Ally X. Now Doc Dark's gonna have fun with that.
Um,
He's gonna call it
let
like
me ask you
ROG
this.
Series X or something.
Let me ask you this.
Ally Series X.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys think, and also the chat, do you think like if you buy a product, right, and the next version come out a year later, does it make you feel some type of way? Like, do you feel like, damn, man?
Um, Not really. Like, if it's
Hmm.
better than the last iteration, that's cool. I understand it's more expensive than the other
Right,
one too. That's pretty steep, considering the other one's pretty expensive also.
right.
Um, but like the question I want to know is, are the docs the official docs for it is that out and like purchasable? Because from the last I checked, and I, I heard the docs were not in the market.
So I don't follow these handhelds that closely. If anybody in the chat knows,
So
maybe you guys can answer that. But
apparently the dock gives you the 4080 graphics or 4060 graphics or whatever.
oh wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty serious.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you got to get the official dock. I've seen people have to get like third party docks, like or the Steam Deck dock and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Too bad I'm on
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
console. I would love Gray Zone Warfare. What is Gray Zone
too
Warfare?
bad nobody's here to answer the question. So we want to
Yeah.
move on.
Hold on, wait.
yeah.
What is? Yeah, we can move on. But what's Gray Zone? What did you call it? Oh, now I gotta look this up. Gray Zone Warfare. Here's my problem. Every time I hear somebody ever say,
Yeah, that's
"Oh, this game is for
the doc.
PC, you will love it," I always look like, "What is that?" So hold on.
Yeah.
Let's do
Oh,
this.
by the way, Cowboy, just a friendly reminder to all you 2K fans out there, because they have such great internet,
Okay.
servers and all that stuff. The CM Punk pack goes live, funny enough, on Wednesday. So maybe CM Punk will start sweeping those titles.
Hey,
On the
maybe
WeWatch on
maybe
Wednesday, man.
CM
You
Punk
never know.
maybe CM Punk will come in and they'll actually make an update to fix some things. But here, let's take a look at this game. Guys, this is a video game podcast. I will respond to the chat. You guys bring up a game. We'll show a little video. So hold on, FCAT. Let's take a look at this Gray Zone Warfare. That I'll be dying. What'd you say? Hold on, you got real low.
Yeah, he's like really low. Like I could barely hear him.
Well, let me play this real quick.
Your full-scale evacuation is now.
All right, so at first it looked like a Call of Duty knockoff. Then it kind of gave me a little vibes of what's the Ubisoft
It's giving me a survival.
Ghost Recon.
Oh, yeah,
but now
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, now it's giving me a little vibe of PUBG. But let's see. Now, somebody mentioned a game on PC that I'm apparently missing out on, and I look at the trailer. The biggest issue I see with it, it was so empty. Like I never seen you shoot one person shoot more than one person. Literally, it was just like one-on-one. But yeah,
I think the chat's saying it best. It looks like an Escape of Tarkov knockoff.
okay.
And if you don't know what Escape of Tarkov is, actually a pretty damn good game.
I did hear it. That's like a PC game, also, right?
Yeah. PC gamers have different tastes as console guys. That's for damn sure.
I don't think I feel like I'm missing out with this game. But listen, man, whoever loves it, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what you like.
Back on here.
So I was trying to say this game's on GeForce now.
Oh, okay,
Cool.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's
this
cool.
game's on GeForce now.
That is definitely cool, man.
But yeah,
all right,
pull me up. We got some
let's bring it
Nintendo
back up.
stuff.
Nintendo. Wait, we talked about Nintendo here?
Oh my god. So Nintendo is done paying for Elon Musk's X integration. So just like Xbox and PlayStation, they removed the ability to share pictures, clips to Twitter.
Hey man, it was inevitable.
Not even Nintendo wants to pay for the API.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you see right here, like $42,000 monthly. Like no, fuck you, Elon.
Well, that's wild.
You're
what's
so
up,
rich,
Game
but
and Fire is in the building. Let me say what's up. The Game and Fire is in the building. Well, what do you guys think about this though? Like for me, I never did any of that anyway, but I'm sure people on Twitter probably was using it. But so what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I know achievement hunters like to use it.
Oh, so they can post their achievements. That's cool.
Yeah, they like to use it.
it was inevitable. I mean, look at how much it costs to do it every month. Like it's just like if you're looking at cutting corners, so that's a definite corner you could cut.
That's cool. Well, let's see if there's a person that wants to actually cut some corners with us. Because in the back, I got none other than Captain Canada himself. Rude Diggs is in the building. Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? FCAT trying to keep me away, but no.
Yeah, I put that
Didn't work.
restraining order. I put that restraining order on Rude Days because he's stalking me on Twitter.
I got American government calling me, trying to be like, what are you doing with the Americans?
That's
What you
funny.
do to them American boys?
What you got on this, Rude?
Nintendo is done paying Elon Musk for X. You know what? I want my X integration back on my Sony PlayStation. I thought we were getting it back. Obviously, Elon Musk is making everyone pay for things and the API to be able to run it. That's why we lost a lot of the bots we did on Discord. There used to be live Twitter feeds you could plug in everywhere, and now all of that's kind of gone and out the window. It's a bummer. He's trying to economize what used to be the town hall public forum. That's no longer the place. It's
if you actually look into like Twitter statistics, ever since Elon Musk has taken over, like it's been dropping. Like how many people actually keep using it?
Yeah, I mean,
hey, Elon Musk is the worst. So
I don't
that's
see
Well,
it.
dude, he's trying to recoup all those costs for those Tesla batteries blowing up in their cars.
you know what's crazy is I think what's crazy, right, is that there are people who will be upset when you charge things, but there's also people who actually will spend that money. So it's crazy, right? Because let's say you say, okay, the service, I'm just making this up, right? Let's say there was a service that was free, and let's say 10 million people would use the service for free, right? And let's say one day you decide, let's charge like $40 a person, right? And it's like, whoa, you're gonna go from free to $40. So imagine you drop from 10 million to 6 million, right? So you lost 4 million people, which is a huge number. But if 6 million people was paying $40 each, that's a pretty bigger number than 10 million paying zero. You know what I mean? So I think it's just one of those things where in business, I think they do the research to see like, oh, are people going to go for this? Now, people could always do blowback. Like I'm sure we're going to get into, some stuff later where, people say we don't want to tolerate that. But what I will say is that for the people, for not every person, because I think there's less people who will pay for things than more people that want it for free. But there are a lot of people that will pay for stuff. And as a business, you will reap the benefits of those people who feel as value in your product or service and they pay for it. So just think about that,
Yeah, it's weird.
Elon Musk put me to sleep.
Well, sorry that I had to put a little logic on, the spin, but my bad.
What's the logic? I'm not used to
Well,
that.
I'm just upset that he had noble intentions. It was to be the public forum. It was to be a free speech platform. And now it's pay to have your voice heard. Right. So it just sucks that we got that kind of taken away from people as a public. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
What's up, Jason? Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but, Elon will control our minds one way or another. LOL, Neuralink.
Damn right.
So, guys, apparently the rumor is true because Nintendo has announced the Switch 2 or Switch successor will be coming.
The Super Switch.
The Super Switch.
That's actually not a bad name.
That's not a bad name at all.
You heard it here first.
Guys, we're excited for an announcement to come. Aren't you excited?
Didn't they say in this article that they were going to have a showcase to
said something in June. It was a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, they're not going to say anything in this showcase. Maybe
he explicitly said that we're going to do a June Direct. Don't expect anything about the Switch 2 there.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, I have one right here. They sent it to me early. Here, I'm showing it off on camera. You guys see this?
It's called Steam Deck.
Oh man, that thing looks great.
I can't see it.
Well, hold up. So they say apparently they found the specs for this thing. They're saying that
Yeah, and they've been
so we
saying
heard a
that.
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So at first they said what it was going to be like an Xbox One PS4. Then they said it might
Right.
be as powerful as Series X and X. So these new specs are confirming that it might be as powerful as the Series S.
No. You can't say they're confirming because they're not confirming anything. So these new specs are just stating that it will be as powerful
Right.
as blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard a
Exactly.
rumor that it's going to be remote play only.
I heard a rumor that it runs your refrigerator and your dishwasher at the same time.
The dishwasher? Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see. Let's see. Like, if they can attract like the hardcore people who like powerful
Oh
specs and
god.
stuff.
No, they ain't ever gonna get those
You know
people.
what I'm
You
saying?
know what's crazy though? Honestly,
But the thing is, you got to think of is what kind of games they make for it. Like, are we
Right.
gonna get like
Metroid Prime 4.
It's crazy.
So just hear me out, right? What would be the point of Nintendo having being able to have graphics that's really like on par with the other stuff, right? If all their actual games, they're loved for that animated style that doesn't need that hardware. So unless they're doing some crazy deals with third party, they're like, man, you know, put your games on Nintendo, put your games on Nintendo. But remember, Nintendo shows that they don't need that. So I feel like, why would they spend the extra money to make some beefed up console? And I don't know. I feel like they could get away with making a console that's not as beefed up and save the money. Because remember, if it's the more beefed up it is, the more money it's going to cost because it has to have more advanced parts, right? So I feel like, man, like Nintendo's killing it with the way their strategy is. But so I can't see them stepping it up.
I mean, to back that up, the guy who announced it, he later said that it's not too much of a difference from the original Switch.
What the new one would be?
So that might be, yeah. He's saying that, but like,
Here's what I could see. I could see the dock being a lot smarter than the dock we have now. Maybe the dock is more high powered when you plug it into your TV. Perhaps that's the route they're going to, and it'll be less hardware in the actual device itself, and it'll be remote play only.
But imagine Nintendo actually do it. Like, they catch up with fucking Xbox and PlayStation.
They won't.
I don't think
in the console
they don't compete in that same space.
Yeah, they got out of that.
But they're selling more games, bro.
They're
selling more games.
Look at how many games they're selling on the inferior hardware.
Nintendo's on top.
No, FK. My logic for you is, why, if you're able to spend less and make more, why would you spend more? Just answer that for me, because I would just love to hear it.
I'm just saying they're in a position to where they can come out and come back like in that kind of form and be like, oh yeah, we're back, baby, you know, and we're back on Nintendo again. Like,
yeah, but here's the problem. This moment they do that, then they're going to get the same ridicule that PlayStation and Xbox get when the graphics didn't hit 60 frames and you didn't do, like, they're killing it. Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Why would you do that?
FCAT, let me explain this in wrestling terms. This is like watching.
I know Nintendo won't do it. I know that.
This is like being in a triple threat match. Okay, let me explain this to you. This is like being in a triple threat match in the console wars. You're seeing Sony and Microsoft beating the crap of each other in the ring. Nintendo's the guy who's just on the side, the ring side, watching the match happen. And then when they're done beating the crap out of each other, comes in, RKOs, 1, 2, 3, he wins.
I agree.
That's Nintendo's strategy. They are not trying to compete in the same realm as Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah. And look what SPG said. Nintendo only innovates. So excited to see what they do with the hardware. But with that being said, let's see what this guy got to say, because coming in the building is Rudig's partner in crime when it comes to the hardest games to play, the Maker. Maker, what's up, man?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
What's your thoughts on the Switch 2, man? Let's talk about it.
It's going to be more powerful than the Switch, but probably less powerful than a Series S. It is not catching up with PlayStation or Xbox in terms of like hardware.
But it'll surpass them. And how many games they sell on the damn thing?
Yep.
That's debatable. Xbox and PlayStation have better third-party support.
Animal Crossing
and
finish
his thought, man.
Sorry.
Like PlayStation definitely gets more software sales than Nintendo, but first-party sales, Nintendo does get more. So Nintendo gets more profit than Sony. Yeah. So like in terms of like raw numbers, like revenue, Sony makes more, but in terms of profit, Nintendo makes more.
Yeah, I mean it's cool either way, because as a gamer, you know, I always say two things I need. I just need a trailer that hooks me, right? Like, or I need a friend to tell me you can't live without this game. Like SPG tried to do it to me with this war game or whatever it's called, and I was looking at it like no. But
by the way, I just got the phone call, so just so you know.
Oh no. Okay.
No, it's all good, man.
So what? She's on her way now.
Yeah, she's on her way. But I could just, like I said, I'm just gonna hook up my headphones and listen to you guys and join in on the call from there.
Yeah, but we don't want you flipping out and cursing in front of your mom.
Oh shit, she says worse than I do.
All right, fair enough. All right, so let's just move on a little bit. What we got next, FCAT?
All right. Let's see. Next up, we're going to talk about Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
The fuck is this?
What? You don't know
what the fuck is this?
You don't know what game
Marvel
is it?
Rivals closed alpha contract.
You're not part of the closed alpha, bro?
Whoa. So
no, wait. Are you being serious? You don't know?
I don't know what this is, but it sounds like they literally have it in a contract for the alpha that you can't criticize the game. From what the headline says.
Exactly, TPG. That is exactly what you see.
Fuck Marvel.
Well,
I'm not even gonna go see Deadpool 3.
So the game do look cool. I'm not into that. It's pretty much like Overwatch, but I'm not. You know, that's never been my thing. But it looks cool. I think it's only on PC right now, right? It's only gonna be on PC.
It's gonna be PC and mobile.
PC and mobile. Let me find a trailer for TPG that's been living under 8 rocks. It does look cool. I actually watched some of it this weekend because the people who was doing the beta test, they was all streaming it live. So that was kind of cool.
See, also in the contract is a statement that says you have to abide by the rules of the place of which you're signing in, and typically that supersedes whatever contract you're signing. So people have free speech no matter what they sign.
Right. Well, check this out, TPG. I just showed, a short trailer. So I'm not sure what. Okay, apparently this was not the right trailer I should show because nothing's even happening.
The announced trailer probably shows.
Who dares summon the Queen of Hell? As expected. Fight that soul. Can't you keep up? A brief taste of hell. Hell at least! A feast for my...
that's the trailer just showing her. I apologize, guys. Let's do no, that's Loki. There we go. Now it's trailer. Isn't that what you said, Rudiggs? Supposed to listen to Rudiggs.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one. Pick your hero. Get ready. Go!
By the Vishanti, strange is here. I'm halting. Smash it. It's nano time. I hope Friday.
I mean, this does look kind of cool. You know, just running around and
It's impressive for a mobile game.
yeah, right.
So pull me
Wait,
back.
is it gonna be free on mobile?
It's PC.
Yes.
This is a PC game. I thought you said.
And mobile.
And mobile. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll do well on mobile for sure. This
Oh,
looks
yeah.
great for mobile.
Put me
Like
back,
it's a
cowboy.
lot going on for mobile though. But yeah, it looks cool. So TBG, there you go. It's a game. It's like a knockoff of Overwatch or what? What's the other game you said it's similar to?
It's like a third-person
Paladins.
Overwatch, basically.
There you have it. All right. Anyway, now we can move on with our lives since now hopefully TPG is up to date.
Pull me back. So I'm
All
gonna
right.
show you some of the phrases that you can't post about the game. These are the reviews. I don't know if you can see them. Bootleg Overwatch, Fox for Watch, mid as fuck. Even Paladins is better than this trash. Hulk got no ass. Ain't the studio that made Diablo Immortals, Minecraft China, and BBL Drizzy. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I mean that's funny. You know what's crazy is I watched that Bill Murr video that you posted, and it was so deep because it made me think of so many different things. Like even us as covering content, it's so true that we gravitate to the crazy title. Pull people in. Look at today. I put Xbox Doom and Gloom. I just want to say that FCat was the one to tell me to put that there, so just so you guys know. But and it's just crazy. Our minds are literally being warped by negativity, and there's literally just the way the world is going. Like everything is like, oh man, you find the worst thing you can, right? And I think I love when he was saying there were statistics of 300% of this, but the 300% when you looked it up, it really was just like 34, right? And it was like, oh wow, but they didn't say that. They said 300%. Anyway, I'm just kind of going into like it's kind of crazy though. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's just like it. What do you?
All right.
Should apologize.
So wait, why did they issue a? Hold up, Marvel's answer to Overwatch. Oh, okay, their answer to Overwatch. Got you.
Yeah, so they have issued an apology for not letting you bad review the game.
You know what? That's such a hard thing, right? You want people to play your game ahead of time just so you can get feedback. But in this day and age, which scary, there's haters too, man. People are just gonna review bomb just for the hell of it. So I bet they don't want that to happen, but they also need to have real constructive criticism. So what do? Oh, add you back? Damn, I didn't know you. Sorry about that, TPG. I didn't realize you was gone.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it was a little quiet.
Yeah, you got a little quiet because the TPG couldn't talk because he's mobile now.
Ah, okay. Let's go.
Live from the state of Washington.
Did you get a chance to see some of that trailer?
Yeah, you've shown it before. It looks okay. Nothing groundbreaking.
Right.
Looks like Overwatch bootleg. So, damn, I just got banned.
But what's your guys' thoughts on we could go into this a little bit. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on a game developer having you test something, right? Like an alpha or a beta, but then they don't want you to say anything bad. But also on the flip side, what about where people just review bomb stuff just for the hell of it? So it got to be hard, man, to be a content to create video games in this day and age. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Okay, I'm just gonna say something real quick. I think it's pussy shit to sit there and say we welcome criticism and everything, but then when someone's got some criticism you can't handle, then it's like, well, fuck you. You don't count. That's just some pussy talk to me.
Let me ask you this though. You know what's crazy though? There's a lot, like when FCAT just read a bunch of the slurs that was being said, it didn't sound like criticism. Like that was
it didn't.
Yeah. So like, how do you decipher what's criticism versus what's just garbage and hating? You know what I mean? That's what's hard with today.
That is true.
Yeah, that's hard. But what about you, Rudigs? Anything on this? Like, what's your thoughts on that, man?
My thoughts are the studios, the publishers trying to control the narrative, right? And they're doing anything they can to control that. So that's where the inspiration comes from this. And obviously the game's still in alpha, so you want to give the game some breaks where it's due. You don't want to judge it on par with an Overwatch that's a finished game, even in its second iteration. So I could see where they're coming from. People are really harsh to judge things right away against what they've experienced today. And this is alpha. Let's just share what's positive about it, and then we'll move on from there.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Maker?
I kind of echo what Rudigs was saying. They're trying to make sure that it had a positive tone in the previews or like the early access. And I feel like it backfired by limiting like what they were trying to tell these people that they could or couldn't say.
Yeah, as well. What about you, FCAT?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's kind of deep. Do you guys think well, I mean, it being only on Steam and mobile, do you think it's gonna do pretty good?
Yes. This is the best looking mobile game I've seen in a long time. It's on par with Call of Duty Mobile. I think they're really bringing up the mobile franchise because that's where a lot of gamers are across the world. And that's what a lot of gamers have access to versus a console setup on a TV or a monitor. So accessibility is huge on this. It'll do well for sure.
Cool. What about you guys? Anybody else got any thoughts of how it, where you think it will do good or not, being that it will be on mobile and PC?
I don't think it's going to do super well. I think it'll do good for a couple of weeks and then it'll drop off, just like most of these games tend to do.
You're a hater. Anything with Spider-Man succeeds. Spider-Man.
I think it's going to depend.
That's not true. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4, or was it 3 that was on the Switch? I can't remember. Yeah.
I think it's a mixed bag.
We can't forget Avengers.
No, go ahead, Maker.
This news could potentially hurt it. But at the same time, I then think about like Diablo Immortal, where that had like a super bad rap, and that's still released to a significant number of people playing and buying stuff in it. So it's going to just depend if people like it, if the gameplay loop is fun and if it is, I think it'll do well.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that, like, when you said, oh, I wonder would it hurt it or not, right? It's kind of like, well, do people want to play the game because they want to play the game, or do they not want to play the game because the developer says something they don't like? what I'm seeing is kind of crazy to me as far as gaming. Like it's nowadays is more about the behind the scenes than the game itself. Like you're watching people. I don't want to play Helldivers because I don't like what they did on PC. When some people don't even own a PC, it's kind of like, wait, why would you not want to play the game anymore? You know, so it's a strange
Because
time.
people they just want something to complain about, so you look for every little thing to complain about.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm seeing. And being a gamer nowadays definitely it doesn't have the same oomph as it did before to me. Just because it's like politics in gaming now, like realistic politics, and it's like, wow, it was more just before. Oh, this game, I like this game more than this game. What game you think is better than this game? But now it's like so much deeper in a not positive way. But anyway, that's my logic on it.
Let's get on to the next subject.
Let's do it. Thank you.
All right, y'all ready to go?
Yeah. Hey, yo, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Breaking news. Fresh off the presses, guys.
Oh, fresh off.
Assassin's Creed Red is called Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Da, da, da.
See that? You're actually supposed to be a ninja, so see that? So I'll start first. I'm actually excited for this. Just because I think Assassin's Creed or Ubisoft could actually make a good ninja style game that give you that feeling of Tenchu and some of those ninja games where it's like you felt like a real ninja, meaning like not like Ninja Gaiden where you just drop down. It was a hack and slash game pretty much, right? But a ninja game where you're supposed to be stealthy, sneak around, drop from the rafters, kill somebody, get out of sight, right? Because Assassin's Creed started off with you pickpocketing people, you make sure you don't bump into people, you had to do missions where you couldn't be seen. So I think this taking the Assassin's Creed style, but making it a ninja game or putting a ninja in Assassin's Creed, I think they might actually have something if they do it right. What that's my thoughts on this. I guess we could go down the line. What about you, FCAT?
All I know is this was supposed to come to Stadia.
That's your only thoughts.
Okay, everything was supposed to come to Stadia at some point.
Well, not everything.
What about you, Brudix? What do you think?
Katanas are cool. Ninjas are cool. I didn't buy Vikings because, or whatever, what was it called? Valhalla?
Valhalla.
Because I'm not a Vikings dude.
Right.
That didn't really intrigue me as much. But this ninja lore, 100% I'll be into it. The only thing is I'm not super stealthy. I like going in loud with a bang and just, taking everyone out. So I hope they have that sort of accessibility to my game style and how I like to play. But I look forward to returning to Assassin's Creed. I haven't played one through since Odyssey back on Stadia. Yes, I'm going to mention that again. Back in like 2019. So this one I can get on board with. And I look forward to it. Although, screw you, Ubisoft, if you do some sort of double XP bullshit like you did on Odyssey.
Get ready to say it. Fuck Ubisoft.
All right. The Maker, what about you?
Okay, just to clarify a bit more on this, based on leaks, it said that it's going to be, I believe there's two main characters. One is supposed to be more ninja focused, and then the other one's going to be a samurai, which I believe it's supposed to be Yasuke, which is like the first black samurai in Japan. But there were also it came out as well right around the time that this popped up is the release date was accidentally leaked because Ubisoft accidentally put the release date on one of the trailers. So we have a release date for this, which is November 15th.
Oh.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm interested to see what it looks like, how the gameplay is going to be, and go from there. I don't have any hopes. I thought Valhalla was pretty good, but not as good as like the originals to me. So we'll see if they improve.
Well, did any of you guys play Mirage, and what was your thoughts on that? That was taking it back a bit.
I didn't.
I thought it was cool. I just need to. I've been out of the Ubisoft games for a while, and I forgot. Like they are a bit tedious. You got like a million things you got to go do this, do that. And I do like when you do a waypoint, you got to find stuff. But I forgot how crazy tedious the Assassin's Creed games were. So shout out to Dodge Man. Actually, let's do this right now since he's here. Bam! Shout out to Dodge Man with the $10 spot. He said, people need to just play games, enjoy your consoles and games. Gran Turismo 7 one day, Horizon 5 the next day. So he is living it up, playing them games. And want to thank you for the $10 spot. And also, Dodge Man, for my birthday, or maybe it was Christmas. Yeah, I think it was Christmas. Dodge Man actually gifted me Assassin's Creed Mirage. So I was playing it, and I was trying to play it with my wife. She couldn't really handle it, to be honest. I thought she would have been good with it because it's third person, but it's just a little too stealthy. And again, like Rude Day, she needed to go out with a bang. So, I started playing it by myself. But it is pretty cool. So if Assassin's Creed Shadows could take that type of style a little bit, like the old style, and then I guess have a samurai character that's not as stealthy with the new style, I think that'd be cool. But I just want to highlight Dodge Man with the $10 spot. My man, I appreciate it. And now your mama knows. Primo's in the building. What's up, Primo? Yo. Long time no see. Hope everyone is well. Man, we are doing great. Oh, David Wilson is in the building. What's up, Wilson? Good stuff, man. Primo said Hippo. Hold on, wait. What? Oh, snap. Primo actually did a sticker, a $10 sticker. With the hippo character spinning around. I wish I could show it on here. Oh man, I appreciate that, man. You guys are oh man. Wow.
Let that hippo go.
Yeah, man, let the hippo
Let
go.
the hippo go to the zone.
I appreciate it.
Y'all ready for what's next?
Let's
Can
do
we?
it.
Come on, man. You keep teasing us.
Well, I have more
I hate to be your girlfriend.
fresh hot off the presses breaking news, guys. Red Dead Redemption may be on its way to PC.
No shit.
You know what's crazy? I didn't realize Red Dead Redemption was never on PC.
Second one, but not the first one.
Man, this stuff is so weird to me. Okay, so I can't always say the second game is the better game. But I always feel like when you get a chance to play like the newer game with the newer stuff, and then people are like going crazy for the first one, I'm like, but I guess the first one could be a fan favorite. But this game, like, what year did Red Dead come out?
Wasn't it 2010?
About that.
I think,
Well,
I think it was 2010 or 2013.
Well, I know it did win Game of the Year, so it did. I mean, obviously, it is a really good game. So it did.
Okay, if that's the case, then it definitely was a 2013 because The Last of Us won Game of the Year when it came that year.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Game of the Year. The video game awards technically weren't out until 2014.
Yeah, well, there was the VGA awards, the ones that were hosted by Spike.
Yeah, that's the thing. It migrated
I
over.
I believe VGA didn't start until 2014.
No, but it's the same thing that came on Spike. Literally, it became the same thing.
Yeah.
No, I think the original video game awards, which was on Spike.
Okay.
Yeah, Spike don't matter anymore. The Spike awards
matter now, but I'm just saying.
Hey, man. If you PC guys been waiting so long to play Red Dead Redemption, I hope it's fun for you. But I've already played it for 2 generations.
Right. It was between 2003 and 2014.
Bro, listen. I've been a big fan of the Game of the Year awards. I just think it's cool, regardless of what wins. But anyway, I'll just say this, and I'm gonna pass it on. I think the game, obviously, is a phenomenal game. My best friend, he was super into it. He loved it. So I think, hey, if people see this game and they never got a chance to play it because maybe they never had a console, then why not, right? You get a chance to play it now with all the bells and whistles. So I'll say that. But go ahead, Maker. You want to say something else?
Yeah. I did look it up. The Spike VGX 2013 was GTA 5 that won it, and then for 2010, which was when Red Dead Redemption came out, Red Dead Redemption did win it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that, but whatever.
Well, that's how I knew
just
they're.
wanted to clarify.
That's how I know they're fake. That's how. That's how I knew that damn panel's full of fake gamers. When you sit there and say GTA 5 is better than The Last of Us, man, you just turn in your gamer card right now.
It's definitely more influential than The Last of Us, I would say.
Well, that's a perspective. So at the end of the day, it just depends, right, on what type of game you are.
Yeah.
Maybe you hate zombies, right? So then you would never like The Last of Us, right?
But they're not zombies; they're infected.
Okay, well,
Listen,
you know what I'm saying.
I hate mushrooms. Anything mushrooms, I just detest. So I didn't touch it.
Ridix, I'm saying a mushroom pizza.
I liked Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. Well, I don't know. You can't like Last of Us Part 2. You just feel emotions towards it.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
Well, it not that fast. That game was long as hell. Like I was like, bro, I took a long break on that game and came back to it. Needed a, Anyways, but anyway, you guys,
man.
You guys got anything else you want to say about this coming to PC? I don't think this is like a crazy topic that's going to keep us up all night. Right?
Well, we've been talking about Nintendo. Now we're talking about PC.
Hold on, wait. Jason said there are 3 Red Dead games. What 3 Red Dead games? I thought it was only 2.
Technically, Red Dead Revolver, which was a Capcom game, counts as part of the Red Dead lore.
What?
I don't think that was considered a part of the.
It is. That's actually that's why Rockstar made Red Dead Redemption, because the first one was called Red Dead Revolver.
The zombie version.
That's not a different game though. That's DLC.
Yeah, that was DLC.
Yeah, Red Dead Revolver wasn't made by Capcom. It was by Rockstar, so it's within the same universe. Yeah.
I always heard it was the Rock. Whatever.
Let me just mention something real quick. I don't know if Wilson was trolling or not. He said, "Wasn't Last of Us just pony fed?" No, I will say this. The Last of Us was a really good game, and in the history of me playing video games, I have it on the top of my list as the best game I ever played. I played it when Part 1, the original, came out on PlayStation 3. So again, I'm going from the time I played it versus what other games was out, how good other games look, the story. So back then, it was a true masterpiece, and so it just the feelings I had for that game. But it's not my favorite game, so I could separate best game I played. Like I understand it was a technical masterpiece, it looked amazing, the story was amazing, right? But it wasn't my favorite game that I would play more than that. Isn't the same game. So I just want to say that. So I don't know if he was just trolling or not, but I think the game do deserve its it did definitely deserve rewards. It was a really, really good game. If nobody got a chance to play it. From I agree, I think so. But if nobody's into it, it's all good. But anyway.
Yeah, we're touching all bases of all platforms. Next up on PC, apparently Ghost of Tsushima has been canceled in countries without PSN access. So they're pulling a Helldivers 2 with Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, but at least this time around they're doing it before the game launches. Like, hey, we got a problem here, so we're recognizing it and we're trying to resolve it. That's why here it's been going on. Like, they took it down essentially because they're going to try to resolve this problem before the game launches, but just in case they missed a window.
Do you agree with that, Rudigs Maker?
Not necessarily, because it can technically be played single player without a PSN account, and I think that if someone just wants to play the the main story and not the online, I think they should be allowed.
You know what? So I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. You know, it's hard. I feel like when people would say, "Oh, if you don't, the game's not coming to that, then get a PlayStation or get an Xbox or get a Switch or get a PC." I feel like this is one of the moments. Listen, if we got these groundbreaking game, I'm just saying, using all right. So if we got these, if we got a game that people want, let's just say that, right? Like Red Dead. It doesn't have to be a Sony. It could be a game that people want, right? On a platform that it's not on. If we're gonna decide to put it on the platform, I don't feel like it's that hard to ask to allow people to make people have to sign into their account. Or on the other end, you could just buy a PlayStation or whatever. So I don't feel like it's that hard to act because now you get to play this and not spend money for the actual console. I'm just saying.
Right. It's not that hard to create an account, and I guess these countries found some kind of loophole to where they are able to purchase the game, and to me that doesn't count in my book. And
well, the
Sony
issue
justified-
is you can't even
Sony's
buy the game
justified
in
to
their
shut 'em
country
down.
now.
Right. Sony's justified to shut them down just like they did with Helldivers.
I mean, honestly, and I'm waiting to hear from Rude Diggs, but man, life isn't fair, man, and you can't get everything everywhere, right? I mean, that's just how it is, right? So there might be certain people that they don't even sell Xboxes in their country or a PlayStation or a Switch or whatever, right? So I just feel like as a business, you do things that's business oriented because you want to capitalize on it. And then sure, sometimes you do things more consumer friendly. But I think I see where they want to go with this. They want all their stuff to be tied into their ecosystem one way or the other. So if you're playing a PlayStation game, then you would at least have a PlayStation account. And if I was them, I would just start doing that and stick to it. If I was them.
So what if they do
The-
day and date, day one, day and date on PC?
Man, all I hear is that this game should probably have its multiplayer separated instead of being all in one package. If that's why the reason why they're pulling back on it for now. In those
Well, you can
countries.
play single player without playing the multiplayer or connecting to multiplayer. The only issue would be you would need a PSN account to play the multiplayer. And I did want to push back a little bit on this because I think a big complaint is that something like a Microsoft account you can make one globally. It's not tied to a particular region, but Xbox Live servers are only in specific countries. So if only PlayStation had something similar to that, where you can sign up to a PSN account no matter the country, then that it would fix this issue.
Well, maybe they might get there in a couple years, but unfortunately, right now, that's not where they're at. And the people who can't play it in that country, they just can't play it in the country. I mean, but that's if PlayStation want to go that route. Hey, but Rude Diggs, what you got to say on this, man? I'm dying to hear this.
Yo.
Rude Diggs might be eating.
Yo, can we get to the Xbox topic, man? I just want to rip into you guys before I have to leave you.
All right, well, let's move on. When Rude Diggs come back, we could get his thoughts on this. You want to? Oh, damn! An F-Cat is gone. All right, finally, good riddance. All right, well, fine. So, well, I don't want to jump into the Xbox just yet, because I know TPG is waiting on that. But I know F-Cat will be back in a moment. But I don't want to go into something and then he pops up a second later. But oh, there he is. All right. Bam, the man is back. All right, throw that thing up, F-Cat.
Sorry about that. All right. So next up, we got God of War Ragnarok. Apparently, is coming to PC soon.
Mm-hmm. Man, we got a lot of stuff coming to PC.
Y'all not gonna have exclusives.
Got more coming to PC than for PlayStation. Then they got games coming to PlayStation.
So what if this game requires PSN sign-in, even though it's a single player?
I don't know why it would. It doesn't have any multiplayer in it.
You know what? My thing is this. I think I just got a very different thought process than a lot of people. My thing is I don't have any stake in this giant company, and I feel like if they want to make a game, you need to use some type of account to log in to play it. I'm just like, well, it is what it is. I'll either do it or I just won't play the game, or I'll buy that console, right? So I think if you want the game that bad, and I feel like when we think about these games, right? Let's say the Helldivers, choose that, right? That's literally just one individual game that has an issue. But we almost make like it stop all the gaming. Like everybody pause because there's some issue with one game needing to have people log in on a PlayStation account, right? But that doesn't stop gaming. So I feel like if they want to try to do that, then it might hurt them with that one game. But if they want to do it for the future, then they should start doing it now.
To double down on that, people are
Okay.
also theorizing that they'll come out with their own launcher where you have to sign into PlayStation.
I mean, technically, the PlayStation Plus
on
PC is
yeah,
its own
that's
launcher.
it.
Yeah.
You have to sign in on that too.
But that still wouldn't help for those countries that don't have PSN.
Oh, well, they screwed, bro. We already talked about that. They're screwed. I mean, what are you gonna do? Screwed.
I know, but this is a change that is causing, I mean, that's not like 100. What is it? It's like 100 countries basically that can't play this game, and that's a sizable amount of like revenue they could be getting. But now these people that might be excited for the game, instead they're probably going to pirate the game, or or something of that nature.
Yeah, but here's my question though, right? How long till there becomes a fix, right? Like you waited how long to get the game anyway, right? Let's just say in a game like people are talking about Red Dead Redemption 1, right? That came out in what do you said 2011 or something like that, 2010. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, maybe you can't get the game today, or is your life gonna stop because you can't play this one game? No, you got other games to play. So unfortunately, right, and I'm just being real about it. Unfortunately, you just gotta wait. I'm sure they're working on something. Either they are or they're not, right? So I mean, it's crazy because we look at an individual situation and we make it so drastic, but these people are still playing video games because number one, they didn't even get their hand on the game yet anyway. And the whole, it's or let's say Helldivers, they had it for 2 months and then they had that issue, but they retracted that, right? So I mean, I don't know, man.
I think the issue is that it used to not be required, and now that they're requiring it, it's causing a lot of these people from these other countries not to be able to play the game.
What they wanted, Cowboy, they wanted like a long hold button thing that you had to do. Like that's what they wanted, instead of a real quick thing that just popped up and you don't really. Some people don't notice it, I guess.
Here's my logic, right? Can we get mad because gas keeps going higher? Because I would love gas to stay when I got my first car, which was in 98. So can gas still be what it was in 98? Because that's not fair that gas prices raised all these years. Can we just keep it the way it was? No, you can't. Right? You can't.
I'm not particularly upset because I have a PSN account and I have it tied already to like Helldivers.
Right.
It's no big issue for me. It's just I can understand why some people are upset because let's say someone has a friend in that particular country, and then they can't buy the game because of this particular issue, and that's where it becomes understandable, like why people had this outrage.
I'm definitely making it more cut and dry. I mean, I do understand, but at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes this stuff is just overblown because it is just one video game, right? Like, or is that going to be the only game they play for the rest of their life? No, you're just going to be like, well, I can't play that game. And I think, again, that's the problem with the media, right? We make one thing so massive, and all we're really talking about is one video game that an individual person is not going to be able to play. That's all I'm talking about. But it sounds like,
Yo, I'm
Real
just gonna
quick.
say this right now, guys. I'm stuck in the middle of traffic, and it's going faster than this conversation.
Well, I'm trying to get
Real
I'm
quick.
in your credit,
Let me
so
ask all. I know is Rudig's back.
I guess not.
Rudig's.
All right, go
I
ahead.
guess not.
Ask your
Okay,
question.
so would y'all sign this petition?
Okay, only on PlayStation. Stop Sony from porting more PlayStation games to PC. Yeah, I wouldn't care. I would not sign that at all. Um, if Sony was porting games to PC, it doesn't stop you from playing the games on PlayStation. So I don't see why this even matters. But
No, this is just some stupid Sony fanboys who don't want to share their games with other people. So
right.
you know they're only children. They're only children.
Yeah. Anybody want to talk on this? Because we can kind of just swipe past this one.
Yeah.
What about you,
Maker.
Maker? I know you signed this petition, Maker.
No.
You're like the 8th person on that list, and there's only about 10.
As someone who owns
270.
Sony games on PC, keep bringing them.
Keep bringing them.
Keep bringing them, right? All right, but bad news, guys, and this is the one ponies are crying about today,
Okay.
and that is Square Enix aggressively pursue new multi-platform strategy to include Xbox, PC, and Nintendo Switch. They are no longer PlayStation exclusive.
Well, though, you already seen the writings on the wall when they brought Final Fantasy 14 to Xbox, right? And so, you already could see that they were going to start doing that. So I don't see why this is a big issue. Plus, for a company, as long as they developers could make a good port for all the system platforms they want to be on, that makes sense because if they are a really good game, they, for them, they're a business and business are
I'll be right back.
so they can make more money. What about you, Maker?
Yeah, I kind of saw this coming. With the sales not particularly hitting some of their previous titles, and it's expensive to make these games nowadays. I think if you looked at the report that the income it cost to make these games was a lot, so they didn't really make much profit off of this. I think their operating profit was down 70% or something like that, which is not good. So I do think this was inevitable. Bring it out to more people equals more sales. And I'm curious to see which titles they bring across to Xbox. But it's clear that they're going to ramp that up and push more multi-platform.
Yeah. So Rudigs, we were missing you because I was dying to get your input on some of the other stuff. Wanted to ask you. Go ahead.
My life is a little bit hectic right now as we're trying to find a house. So that was a lawyer calling me. I had to pop off, ask some questions. It's not easy. It's not easy. But I'm here to talk games. Final Fantasy should stay on PlayStation. No one else should play it. It's so damn good. You want to play it? Get a PlayStation 5. That's my comment.
Hey, now what are your thoughts? I want to back up a little bit. We were talking about the whole Helldivers thing. No, after Helldivers, what are we were talking about games going. Oh yeah, we were talking about if a game in another country, the whole PSN thing. What's your thoughts on that?
Right. Well, like I've always been saying now, Xbox is only available in 42 countries. I mean, we got such a double standard here. Also, I feel like, and people may be arguing this, why is Steam not being held accountable for selling products in their storefront that were unable to be played by their customers? I mean, Steam needs to take some responsibility here. They can't say, oh, the publisher checked a box and we take zero accountability. No. I mean, people just attack what they want to attack. And obviously, there was some people not looking in the right places. And look, Steam had to issue refunds. That's going to cost Steam money, manpower, hours. They really should have done a better job of their due diligence, in my mind.
Wow, that's why I was waiting to hear you speak, man. And I see you. You know, you listen. There's people calling for the hair that comes down. And pull the hair out.
I did want to point out that technically it's the publisher on who it sells to, because they manage their Steam page. So it's technically on Sony why it was released to all those countries that couldn't purchase it.
But Steam needs to do a better job in due diligence. I mean, this is a massive storefront that's on every single country on the planet. Like, you can't just be allowing the publishers willy-nilly and not checking anything. This is how you're going to end up with like terrible stuff on your platform. I think there should be some sort of due diligence, and Steam did a little bit wrong to their people as well.
Well, I mean, it was updated afterwards. The issue was because they removed the said restriction, it then opened it up to all the rest of the countries to access. And so that was really the big issue. And technically, yeah, there's some refunds for those who won't be able to access it. They took it off the storefronts as well. But I think the issue is you mentioned Xboxes. I understand like Xboxes aren't available in every country, but Microsoft account is available in all countries, every country. It's global. So I think that's the issue that PlayStation has, is their PSN accounts are not global.
Wow.
You know what? I do want to say I agree with Rudigs, though. I think at the end of the day, now I think the responsibility you're talking about is them giving refunds. That's them, they're being responsible. But I think, you know, I think it's I see what Dark Kermit was saying is a Sony thing, but I think as a business, so there's the thing. Often we talk as consumers, but as a business, if something's on your platform, you are reliable. You're held responsible. If you had if you were a circus, right, and you're the owner of the circus, and you hire people to come in and do acts, and if the dark guy accidentally stabbed somebody in the audience, you still are responsible. Yes, you didn't do it yourself. None of your employees did it, but you actually contracted that person and that person therefore is under your banner. And so at the end of the day, you can't just say Steam has nothing to do it. Now, I'm not putting all of it on Steam, but Steam does definitely have to, because at the end of the day, yes, gaming is so huge, and how could they monitor everything, this and that? You kind of got to, right? Because this happens, and then you look bad. Had you been like, whoa, 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 so people can't play this in certain countries, then we're not going to allow you to purchase it on our thing. You know what I mean? Or they could say, well, we will, and if the blowback happens, then we'll offer refunds. So I think that's fair, but
we're past the PSN sign-in.
All right, let's do it.
Side note to this, I don't know if y'all heard, but apparently Sony got some of Deviation Studios people, and they're gonna make a all natural studio within PlayStation.
Rudigs, we need it. Rudigs,
they shut them down.
Rudigs, we need to have a show called Gamers with Logic. Whenever there's a crazy spin, and we're just like, well, technically,
So you're ready to move on to the Xbox?
All right, let's do it.
Xbox stuff, guys, get ready. So
look, Primo said he agreed with Rudigs.
Rumors swirling around possible new Doom.
Cool. It'll play just like the last one.
The last Doom was undeniably amazing. I mean, they evolved the first-person shooter. I'm not a first-person shooter person, and this game made it fun and an adrenaline rush of pure rage and rock.
Yeah, the last Doom was my 2020 game of the year. That Doom Eternal was and mind you, by the way, I played and beat it from beginning to end on Stadia. Just saying, and it worked great. But yeah, that game was amazing. So I would love to see what the next one would be like.
Yeah, me too. My only concern with the next Doom
Oh,
is will it be exclusive to Xbox ecosystem, like
Wait,
just Xbox and PC?
Nope, dude.
And
I
it'll
bet
be
you
and
Xbox
and on
guys
top
think
of
it.
that,
I was
will
only
it
back
be
for a minute. I gotta head off to dinner, guys. Sorry I couldn't
all right,
chill
man.
for longer, but it's always a
Sorry
pleasure
about that,
hanging with you
Riddix.
guys.
All right, Rudix, take care, man.
See ya.
all
Thanks
right?
for coming on. All right, so wait. I need you
My
guys to
my second question, my second question
Okay.
is, will it be 30 FPS?
Well, the last one was
Fucking
30.
better not be. If the next Doom game's 30 FPS, they might as well just chuck every Xbox out the window and give them a refund.
Well, so
Exactly.
wait.
Sorry, you bought that expensive paperweight. Here's $500.
Okay, so wait. I want to hear. So TPG, you was about to say something first. You were saying something. That it won't be exclusive. Finish your thought.
Yeah, it's not going to be exclusive. I mean, it might be exclusive for a year, maybe a little less, but at some point it's going to come to PlayStation because that's their strategy now. They're going to take the Sony approach where it's like, oh, hey, this is exclusive to max out the sales on the console, then put it on a new
To
console.
me,
So then you can be like, oh, then
yeah,
we
go
max
ahead.
out the sales again, and then so on and so forth.
To
The
me,
diff-
Doom is just as a big of an IP name, just as like Call of Duty is, so it should be
yeah.
multi-platform, like it's always been.
I mean, let's put it simple. If the next Fallout game isn't going to be exclusive to Xbox, why the hell would Doom be exclusive to Xbox?
Yeah, I could see both sides. I could see Doom not
Will it?
being exclusive just because it's that big of a game. So many people will want to play it. That means more hands, more money. But I could also see it being exclusive just to get that brand recognition. Like this is a game that almost every gamer have heard of, and if for it to only be on the Xbox, that would be a big deal for Xbox. Imagine if you go only play
Well,
Doom next
Xbox and
Doom.
PC,
Hold on.
and
Imagine if you could only play the next Doom via Game Pass. You know, that would be
right,
pretty,
right.
pretty powerful for them. But Maker, what's your thoughts on this?
I could see it go either way. The previous Bethesda titles have kind of been exclusive, at least for the first part of it. So I could see it be like a timed exclusive and come later. But it's up in the air. I do not see Doom in the likes of like Call of Duty. It does not make that kind of revenue. It sells well, just not like
The
not
name
COD.
is that big. The name
I
is
wouldn't
not
even
that
I wouldn't even
fucking
say it's
fly.
on the level of Elder Scrolls or Fallout either. It's below
Just
that.
define
Well, I think
FPS games.
yeah, I think first of all, Doom is older than all of those games, but I just think as a the recognition of Doom, like Doom is a household name.
I know
But I'm
name
not saying I'm
recognition,
not
yeah,
talking
but
about
I'm talking like sales
you're talking
wise,
about
like
revenue. Yeah, I get it.
yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't bring the same scale of
Yeah,
revenue.
it's
no, not
sales.
at all.
The name.
Because the thing, to be fair, Doom isn't everybody's style of art of first person shooter. Not everybody's gonna like Doom. You know what I mean? Like Doom is like the fast paced, crazy, over the top. Like it's his own little thing. And I think there's some people who just don't like that. It's kind of like when you play a simulation racer or you play an arcade racer, right? Some people love their simulation racers. Some people love their arcades. Doom is a arcade style first person shooter.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. I've played the previous two iterations of Doom, and I hear it's based on the leaks from the court case. It's supposed to be titled Doom Year Zero, so we'll see what that's all about whenever it drops.
That's
I
exactly
smell
what it is. That might
prequel.
be just the project code.
It could be, but I mean, I feel like that's very distinct for a name if they're going to go with a project name.
And before we move on, Dark Kermit said most likely Doom will be multiplayer. It will be 60 frames per second was the last one. So the last one was 60 frames per second, but the last one actually had a
Are they
multiplayer
going to
mode.
bring back 2016 multiplayer? Like that's what I
Yeah, well, I was
want
gonna
to
say
do.
the last one did have multiplayer, but unfortunately, it was
That
that
yeah, that's
strange 2v1, and barely anybody played it. So, especially on Stadia.
I would be
but
shocked
then
if it's not
2016
60.
multiplayer got
It has always done really well with their ports. I remember when Doom Eternal dropped and people were hitting like 200 plus FPS on PC. They're really well optimized games.
Yeah, ID Software is masters of optimization. You would expect that, but I was gonna throw in that 2016 multiplayer got bad rep too from people.
Well, remember Doom 2016?
Even though that was the better one, that was the better version. I'm just saying they got bad rep. But yeah, I need Maker to keep his panties in a bunch because we're gonna play Insider versus Insider, guys. So one insider claims Xbox Perfect Dark reboot is reportedly in a very rough state.
Okay.
Another insider says it's gonna be shown next month at the showcase.
So you know it's cool.
So
this is what I have the issue about spreading this thing is he's saying an insider versus insider. It's the same guy. It's just one's more recent than the other one.
Jeff Grubb said it's not coming. It's in a rough state. Then Nate said that it's coming.
Yeah, and then Jeff Grubb said, "Yeah, I checked with mine. It's coming, and it's most likely going to be at the showcase next month." That's literally what I was trying to tell you earlier.
What happens if we don't see it? What happens if it's not there?
Then it's not there. But at the very least, the guy that said it was in a very rough state went back on a statement and said, "Hey, I checked with more people, and they said that it's actually in a better state." Like that's the issue, right? Like if you're gonna get the info, at least get the most up to date info.
I'm just saying, if they show it, cool. You know, what are they going to show? Are they going to show gameplay, another CG trailer? Are they going to show a date?
We don't know that. Okay, so we don't know that. No one's seen it, right? But hold on. Let me hear from TPG because he was trying to say something. What you were trying to say?
Oh, I'm saying at the end of the day, these rumors, these insiders, take all this stuff, guys, not with a grain of salt, but with the whole damn salt shaker. Because you know what? I believe these inside sources when they're finally right. And Jeff Grubb has like one of the worst track records I've ever seen. This motherfucker was sitting there saying, "Boost was coming to Fortnite." Then Neil Druckmann himself had to come out and say, "No, that's nothing I'm aware of." So it's like, don't trust Jeff Grubb.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to rumors, the word rumor, right? So we should understand the word is rumor. Now, leaks are leaks, but leaks aren't always credible. So the thing is, we don't know. I think the cool thing is there are some people who leak stuff with a good track record. So that's what make people believe some of the stuff they believe. So, but again, we could just sit here and guess, right? We could take a bottle and put a bunch of pieces of papers and fold it up with a bunch of rumors and just pull them out, and then we wait to see what happened, and some of us might be right. So I mean, you know, it's a hard thing when I don't think we should get so crazy over rumors because the word itself just means, you know, is not valid, is up in the air. It's not, you know, but it was cool watching both of you guys go back and forth. I didn't get a chance to read everything y'all wrote, but I was like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. You know, at the end of the day, this game itself is, you know, will be coming at some point. We just don't know when. But yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Is Perfect Dark really an IP that many people are excited for, or are they excited for because it's something new?
Well, I think some people were big fans of it. See, I was a big fan of. So I'm a little older. So for instance, I was a real big fan of GoldenEye. Now, Doc Dark was a real fan of Perfect Dark. Actually, that's how he got his name. That you know, he said. So for me, I never even cared about Perfect Dark. I felt like it was the knockoff GoldenEye that they wanted to kind of give us, and it just was like,
well, I remember this. I remember a while ago. This was like actually a long time ago. People were excited for the Battletoads reboot, and then when it came out, it's like, oh, no one cared. It barely sold anything.
I think what's hard is if you bring something out too late, that's also one strike against you. And then two, you have to bring something out and it has to be similar, but it also got to be a little bit different. So it's hard to do that. So for instance, right, I think one of the best games that came out with a sequel many years later, to me, is Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 came out 26 years after Streets of Rage 3. They damn near got the music on point that you felt it was similar. The graphics was upgraded, but the feel was the same. But I felt like that's what you call, doing a great job of bringing something that was old and making it new. You know what I mean? Like a continuation and many years later. So it's just hard. Like, how do you captivate the people who haven't thought about that game in many years, like a Battletoads? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's rough. And then also when you listen to rumors of people say, "Oh, nobody liked that game." Well, who's nobody? And how many people is nobody? You know what I mean? So it's so hard. But I want to say what's up to Jenna Hayes in the building. But yeah, anybody else want to bring up this perfect dart?
Yeah. I want. Yeah, all I was trying to clarify is the guy that the whole rumor was based off of basically went back, talked with more people at the studio, found out that there are a lot of people who are saying that it's in a better state and it's not in a bad state, and then went to clear. He actually has a video strictly like detailing this is what I did and I was wrong. And he also said that we may be seeing it at the showcase based on what he's hearing. Which I think would be a good thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I mean, it's being worked with by Crystal Dynamics, which did the Tomb Raider games and Avengers for you, cowboy who likes the Avengers. So I think some people may. It might be for some people. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, like in Dr. Ark terms, basically they went to go talk to their janitor, and their janitor told them one thing, then another janitor told them another thing, and you know.
No, it's not like they talk to a janitor and this is what a janitor is saying. There's different groups within the company that work on different projects for the game. Just the ones that he had talked to were probably in the part that we're having the toughest time with the game, which in the video he clarifies that all games have trouble in development. All games are rushed at the end. They're pushed to finish the game with a deadline, and some areas are rougher than others. And when he reached out with more people from different departments, he found out that, so it's not as bad as it may have seemed from what he had heard.
Let me ask you this, FCAT. Are you going to get into that Sarah Bond stuff? Is that something?
Oh, yeah.
Jenna Hayes was asking me questions, but I'll hold it to then.
We can go to what's next. Apparently, Xbox State of Decay is coming off nicely.
Nice. The one game I'm excited from Xbox.
The thing is, every single showcase for the past couple of years, we've been hearing, they're going to show State of Decay 3, Gears of War. And it's like, you never see it.
Yeah, but who said that, though? Who told you
they don't show it?
In Gears of War.
They're saying it for this year. They're saying they're going to show State of Decay 3, and they're going to show Gears 6.
Yeah, but who said that? Like,
people on Twitter.
If you could tie it to an Xbox representative, you know what I mean?
Jeff Grubb.
Jeff Grubb says, "You know what? Damn it, it ain't gonna happen."
Does he work for Xbox?
No, but he has a reputable. He's like 90% accurate on his leaks, which is pretty high.
Because 90 doesn't mean 100. So there you have it.
Well, yeah, of course. But the thing is, that's the issue with game development. Things change, things happen,
right?
And you never know. Sometimes they hold games back. Sometimes they scrap games. I mean, just look at Remedy recently scrapped a game that they were working on. So that happens. That's just going to happen. If you report something and that doesn't come to fruition, you never know what happens.
I want to say what's up. The K9 is in the building. He asked us, what do we think about Vert finally being on Xbox? Well, we're definitely going to get to the Xbox stuff. But if you guys want to answer that, I don't know what Vert is. K9 often,
I don't know what Vert is either.
Is a fan of games that no one's never heard of. But I mean, somebody liked that game. So
sounds like one.
Yeah, sounds like one. But yeah, let's move on. So this also happened today. So Hypercharge Unbox dev saddened by claims that it'll be dead without Xbox Game Pass. So He basically did a video on Twitter where he shows an obvious bot troll from Twitter. Said something to the effect of like, "Oh, you should have put your game on Game Pass. You should have took the Game Pass money, and people would buy it. Now your game's gonna like be dead on arrival."
Right. I mean, that's it's crazy. Remember so we back up a while ago. Remember we used to talk about stuff like that with Stadia Pro, right? And so it's the same thing with Xbox. So it's kind of like, man, what do you do, right? You come out with a game. Do you want to take the money, right? Or do you want to say, man, maybe we can make more money with these individual sales? So that's tough, man. You don't know, you know what I mean? Like what you should do or not. So I don't really know what my
So
comment would
here's
even
a
be.
here's a screenshot of it.
Yeah, I seen that in the Discord. So what I
Did
mean, what do
you
you
did
guys?
you get his comment afterwards and on Twitter?
The troll or his?
His.
Yeah, he was just trying to be nice about the whole thing, and he was like, "Oh, our I guess our game isn't big enough for Game Pass or whatever, or it doesn't fit in Game Pass or whatever, or something
Yeah,
like that."
he strictly said that for his particular thing, he didn't want it on Game Pass. But he also clarified that this wasn't an Xbox issue. Like he's not targeting Xbox with this, which I feel like a lot of people are kind of accumulating or like deducing, right?
I feel like he's just like pointing out this new Xbox mentality of everything needs to be on Game Pass and it needs to be free kind of thing.
I think a subsection of people believe that, but I mean, I've said this before. There's only like 20% of Xbox users have Game Pass, so these other people are not, using the subscription. So
This is the thing. This is the thing, Maker. You need Game Pass Core to play this online. So technically, you're still having to buy Game Pass.
Yeah, but that he's obviously not talking about that.
Right. Because it's not. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You need that to play online. You don't need that to play the game or to own the game.
Christ, FK, how many topics do we got?
Yeah, look how many things he got at the top.
Yeah, he's got.
My wife was like, "Yo, how long
Here
are you gonna
comes
be
a choo-choo.
Because she's gonna get pizza for us." And I was like, "Well, don't get it yet, because I wanted us to eat it together and cuddle up and watch wrestling." She was like, "Well, how long are you gonna be?" I was like, "I don't know, maybe another hour." But it is what it is. Continue.
It is. Game Pass stuff. Cause every game launching on is to badly miss its sales goals. Anybody want to touch on that?
It's official. I hate fucking trains.
Yeah. I mean, let's get into it. We could just whoever wants to comment, but I'll go
That
first.
whistle will make you
So,
deaf.
Xbox Game Pass causes every game launching on the service to be badly miss its sales. I mean, I don't think I know too much, honestly. I mean, this is one of those things where I don't know what I could say because how could I even comment on this, right? I don't know if that's a true statement. I don't know if that's real. And so I mean, for me, just comment on this. I mean, if Game Pass has an issue with games making sales, and I'm sure it's not every game, right? But maybe at some point. Say that again.
Yeah, you're right about not every game. It's an exaggerated title.
Right.
Look at Power World that dropped on Game Pass day one.
Right. If you have any logic, you would just have to think, well, it can't be over every game. But I mean, I think they have something good they want to bring, right? I'll say this. Xbox at least got recognized by a lot of the gaming market by having Game Pass, right? So Game Pass became a big conversation piece for Xbox as a brand. And if anything, I mean, brand recognition I think is powerful. That's what Sony is really good at. That's what Nintendo is really good at. But whether now it get down to the behind the scenes on, hey, are they losing money? I mean, that I don't know because I don't work for them. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if that's an issue, then I think what's going to happen is companies will eventually pivot. As far as my opinion is, I think Xbox has a lot of money, and so with every risk there's reward, with every reward there's risk, right? So I think you could lose. They could lose a certain amount of money in hopes to let it do something for them, whether that's brand recognition, whether that's getting more hands, more eyes. So I mean, I don't think this is that big of a deal if they are okay with losing money, if they are losing money, because they have a strategy, right? So that's my
When
thing.
I see this, I
Oh,
just
breaking
go back
news.
to
Uh,
what's up.
This was 15 minutes ago. Sony Interactive will replace Jim Ryan with 2 new CEOs.
Oh, nice.
Herman Holst and Hideaki Nishino.
So
okay.
Herman,
I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, but I guess, hey, they at least filled that position,
Sure
But
says that news.
breaking news. But I think you were in the middle of saying something, FK.
no, I was saying this is kind of points back to the same thing as the last one of the. I think it reflects the Game Pass mentality of these new Xbox fans that believe that keep paying for Game Pass and don't buy games thing is cheaper. Like, and they want every game on Game Pass. Like they demand it.
Yeah, you know what I attribute that to is I was talking to somebody yesterday and they was asking me about shorts. They was asking me about they said I haven't talked to this person in a while, and he was like, man, your YouTube channel was growing. I was like, I don't feel like it grew that much. I don't do YouTube for it to grow because I hurt myself. I hurt the algorithm. I was like, but so what he was talking about was shorts, right? And he was like, oh man, I want to really get into shorts. And I was like, well, here's the thing with shorts. If you get really into shorts, then that's what people are going to want from your channel. And then it's going to be hard for you to make regular long form content. So when I think of Game Pass, if they, certain people are going to always want stuff to be within Game Pass, and they're not going to want to purchase games outright. So it's kind of the same thing, but you're always going to have those people that still want to watch long videos on YouTube, regardless of successful shorts. And you got those people that's going to still want to purchase a game outright. Especially when people are talking about, you don't really own your game on a Game Pass because the game could come off and stuff like that. So, I mean, those is definitely a way to look at it, but I don't think it's that detrimental, especially when Maker said only 20%. Well, I don't know if those stats are how old those stats are, but if only 20% of Xbox users have Game Pass, so it's really not that big of an issue, if that's the case. Anybody else got anything on this?
Yeah, I got something to say. Live from Washington State. I got something to say about Game Pass. It's made people entitled welfare gamers. And I really mean that because now look at what the Xbox fan base does. Oh, we're excited for Perfect Dark. Oh, I'll just Game Pass it, and then they're surprised that studios get shut down because, well, you guys didn't buy the game. You didn't buy the game. Guess what? They don't make money. They don't make money. Guess what? Someone's got to cut the fat.
Yeah, but you know what? Not fair. It's not the gamers' fault because Xbox is the ones that brought out.
I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
That's true. Yeah, I hear you, Jessica. That's true, but it's like at the same time, it works both ways. If you don't support the game, then the game doesn't have life to it. If the game doesn't have life, then that's millions of dollars that got thrown out the window for really nothing.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. To be fair, if the company decide to put their game on Game Pass, they want you to play that game on Game Pass, right? So because or else they wouldn't have did that deal trying to make money. So technically, if you don't buy their game, but you could get it through Game Pass, that's what they wanted to happen, right? I mean,
essentially they want Game Pass to be the kind of like a demo. What they should have done. It's made like what PlayStation has with the PlayStation Plus Premium demos. It's like, oh, you get 2 hours to try this. Oh, you like it? Well, here you get a special discount because you're part of the program. That's what they should have done because now the gamers have been enticed to not buy the game, but they want you to almost essentially double dip from the sounds of it.
Hey, and just a correction, some of those games on the PlayStation Plus are 5 hours. Like Horizon Forbidden West.
5 hours? I think the most I've seen is 2.
No. Horizon Forbidden
Yeah,
West.
that's like half the
hours.
damn game right there if you're playing on PlayStation game.
Say again? Oh.
Oh no, TK's in here. Get me out.
Yeah, that's all good. Definitely won't want to get crazy today. So we're definitely not gonna take it to the level of the last week where all people talked about was you two guys having a screaming cursing match. But it did make some people come to the next week's podcast just for the drama. But then they was, look, they're not hearing that.
Wait, can somebody take it?
I know FCAT is going in and out a little bit, but I don't want to jump again. I don't want to jump to something he doesn't have. Actually, I should just pull up. Give me a moment. I'll just pull up some backup stuff. I think he got a lot of the current topics, which is cool. Me personally, I just rather talk about games itself. So actually, let's do that. Let me just ask you guys, what games are you currently playing? Maker, what you're currently playing?
Well, I just beat Elden Ring with Rudigs. We were getting prepped for the expansion. I'm still playing with some of my other friends, so I'll still be playing it for the next week or two.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Valheim, which is like a survival Minecrafty type game. And Hellblade. I'm playing the first Hellblade, getting ready for Hellblade 2 in like a week.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Yeah, I gotta get to Stellar Blade and play it some more so I could beat it, because then I'm gonna get part 1 of Hellblade, because I actually want to play and beat that, just because I know I will play the other one. Yeah, I've been playing. I played actually a lot of Destiny over the weekend. I played Destiny probably about 5 hours over the weekend because I wanted to beat Shadowkeep, which was stupid because it was free on Stadia way back when. Yeah, we can hear you. But we're just kind of talking about what games we were playing currently. But I couldn't figure out where I left off on Shadowkeep, and all these years I was waiting for it to become free. So it finally became free, and I couldn't. It was like so hard to figure out, and I almost think I want to say I probably did beat it on Stadia and didn't realize I did. But I had some extra mission pop up and I finished it and it was done. So I'm gonna be gone from, I'll probably play Lightfall at some point, but there's no rush to play that right now. But yeah, so Stellar Blade has been my main game. I did buy Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle. Now it's called Chomp Chomp. And another shout out to Stadia. It was originally on Stadia only game exclusive. But the new version is cool. I feel like the Stadia version was a little better, maybe because I'm more familiar with it, because they redid a lot of stuff. The new power-up icons look different and it's weird to me. And I'm also playing this game. I bought a game called SCH ASL. It's like slash but with a C. And it's kind of like it's like a fighting game, but when you get hit one time, you die. So you got to parry or dip or attack somebody, and if you get that hit, then the person's dead. And so that was pretty cool. That was only like $7. But so yeah, that's what I've been doing. What about you, TPG? And of course, wrestling. But all right,
Can't let me.
FCAT, any games you've been playing recently? Any games you've been playing recently, FCAT, you want to bring up?
No, because I can't talk about Destiny because apparently I'm a Destiny fraud.
Well, I will say this. When I was stuck and couldn't figure it out, Jersey did come on yesterday and he actually helped me figure out what I couldn't figure out. So I will shout out to him, because I was lost and couldn't figure out. I spent 2 hours the day before, and the next day I was like, what the hell? And he actually figured out that there was this one quest that had it didn't look like it had nothing to do with Witch or Shadowkeep, but it actually did. So that was cool. But anyways, what's going on? Ronan is in the building. But yeah, let me pull you back up. Let's do it.
You want to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Subscription services, Xbox Game Pass appear to have stalled in the U.S. Anybody want to talk on this?
Yeah, let me jump in there first. I think everything, regardless, has its plateau and it has its highs, right? And I think gaming is being so competitive right now with subscription services and who has the most AAA games and who has the most exclusives this year, and is there a new console coming on the horizon and stuff like this. So it's only but so much reach you could get to, and I think that's why Xbox is trying to reach more people. Even Sony putting more games on PC. So I mean, not that I know the stats or the numbers to this, but I could see this could be in real and being maybe an issue for the companies themselves. I don't think it's an issue for the gamers because we still have access to games one way or the other. So I mean, that's pretty much my thoughts on this one. And now your mama knows. What about you, Maker?
Yeah, I think it has. This is probably partial the reason why they're doing the closures is because they're seeing this flat line of growth, and all these companies are publicly traded companies, so their investors want to see consistent growth, and so that's why you're seeing cuts being made to keep the profits up and their margins up. So yeah, and I feel like this has kind of been the way it's been for the past 2 or 3 years, probably with Game Pass. You never know. Eventually, it might pay off, but we'll see.
What about you, TPG? Anything on this? Subscription services stalling?
Game Pass subscriptions being stale. That's surprising. I mean, they don't really have a lot of first-party content coming into it, and from what I can tell, it seems like a lot of third parties come in and they get out real quick too. So it's like Game Pass is Game Pass, man. Hey, it's a great deal, but at the same time, it comes with its Achilles heel.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, man. You know what the thing is? I think Game Pass. So when I really got into so I was into Game Pass before it was like the new age. Everybody was on a Game Pass. And I remember when I had Game Pass when you had to download everything right to my Xbox One, and so then I remember when Xbox made the claim that all their first party games will be on Game Pass, and I was like, whoa. And that's before the PlayStation and Xbox, PlayStation 5 and Xbox One was out. And I was like telling my friends, like, dude, I might actually get an Xbox next go around. Like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. And I remember, never forget it, me and Doc Dark did a podcast together where we was like, it was all about Game Pass and how great Game Pass was. And we gave Game Pass credit and we called it the future of gaming. So I think when Game Pass put out that statement that every first party game would be on Game Pass, that rivals anything. But then sadly, I think it was 2022 was when they only had 2 games. And so people was like, or maybe it's 2021, but people was like, oh, this is BS, blah, blah, blah. And that made them look pretty bad. I think all they had was Halo and Forza, and they both came out in December. So they went a whole year with only 2 first party titles, right? So I think the thing is, when you look at these subscription services, the issue is, how can they compete with themselves? Forget Xbox competing with Sony and Sony compete. How can they compete with themselves? If you had a great year, meaning you had a lot of good games, right? Whether it was first party or not, because you remember Plague Tale Requiem was a big deal, like, right? So how do you keep getting deals to get good titles in your subscription service, and you putting your own games in your subscription service, but those games being as good as the games you had last year? Like, look at
the answer to that, Cowboy, is the indie games. Like you're seeing with games like Power World, other stuff like that.
Right.
Little kitty in a big city.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is? Some people are turned away from indie games, so that's hard too.
Yeah, it's true too. A lot of people don't want to take the risk with indie games. They just want the big AAA stuff. And by the way, I'm gonna say this too. Sony's also got this problem too, where it's like, hey, we don't have a lot of games, coming out. Hell, this year, look at what they got, nothing. But at the same time, they don't have an entire subscription service bit running off it. So, like next year, we're getting Wolverine and Death Stranding 2. Hell excited, but I ain't gonna hope for a PlayStation Game Pass to play it.
I mean, it'll eventually come to PS Plus.
You have anything on
There's
this,
a lot of games
or
that have never came to PS Plus.
I mean, even Last of Us Part 2 came to PS Plus for a bit.
Stuff?
Did it?
Y'all ready for the
Yeah.
juicy stuff?
When was Last of Us 2 on PS Plus?
It was for I think it was like a 3 or 6 month stint.
Really? The Last of Us Part 2?
Yeah.
Oh, well, not the Last of Us remake Part 2, but the Last of Us.
No, just Last of Us Part 2. Yeah.
No, guys, we need a fourth Last of Us remake. I can't play it on my mobile phone yet.
But let's move on from this and get into the juicy stuff, what everybody's been waiting for.
All right, let's do it.
Get into the good stuff.
You're gonna have to play Chuck.
Damn. All right, hold on. Let me get to the bottom of the chats before I play Chucky. Let me just look at everybody's talking about before.
Man, fuck off.
Because TPG's gonna go off.
Swear on a live stream, yeah, we're men.
In front of his mom.
Are you guys ready? FCat, you ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's do it, guys. I'm not telling you this, but he is.
Man the fuck up.
All right, guys. So, we're not here to, you know what Chucky said. All right, so where we're at. So, Arcane, Austin, and Tango GameWorks have been shut down. Man, I don't even want to take this one first. Somebody else go first. All right, I'll do it. So, I'll say this. Let me jump in there first. Man, I know there's a narrative, right? That you could look at some games not doing well. So, hey, that's the reason why studio was shut down, right? But then you also look at the narrative that there was $79.8 billion spent. And so, wow, that's kind of messed up that studios being shut down. So, but I will say this. I do think business is business. And I do think what we did talk about was once the merger, or I remember before when it wasn't solid, right? The ABK deal. And we were like, if they do it, studios going to get shut down. People are going to get fired because that's typically what happened with a merger. You don't need that many top people, that many, people, right? And so, I mean, am I shocked to see this? Not really. But if you want to get not console war, but if you want to get oh man, the game should have been good. Well, Hi-Fi Rush was considered good. So that's a little strange, right? But I don't know. I'm gonna leave it there. I personally think this is just business. If you ask me, I don't think this is anything kind of scandalous. I think this is just business. Listen, they're gonna try to trim the fat. They're gonna make that money back. And they're gonna look at studios that what games they put out, what games they're working on, because we always a lot of people are looking at Hi-Fi Rush and thinking, I thought that was a success, but who knows if they had no game else they was working on, and they was like, bro, what's the next game? It's like, we don't really know. We're in a bind. We got writer's block, so I don't know. I'll leave it there, and I'm sure I'll come back to it. But who wants to jump in there next?
I can understand Arcane Austin because they made Redfall and it was a disaster and a flop. Tango, I don't quite understand. From what I'm hearing, it was down to a skeleton crew because the head guy left and he took some couple devs with him. That's the word going around. How about that? But yeah, other than that, apparently they were working on Hi-Fi Rush 2, and other stuff. Arcane Austin was working on an offline mode for Redfall. They were also working on the DLC that's supposed to come out. Now they have to refund this DLC, and nobody has a clue how they're going to refund it, whether it's going to be credit or actual money. So we're back at this kind of Stadia refund, if you remember that.
Right. Man, that's deep. What about you,
Yeah,
TPG or Maker?
I mean, I'll let Maker go first if he talks.
To me, yeah, I saw Austin kind of come in, unfortunately, and it sucks because they have made great games in the past. They co-developed first Dishonored, and they made Prey. But I believe when the Bloomberg report came out last year about how 76% of their staff had left by the time Redfall came out, that's not a good thing. That's horrible retention of your devs. The Hi-Fi Rush team Tango is awful. From what I had heard, or from what I'd seen, based on comments made by Tango developers, was that only a few people had left with God, how did I forget his name already? With the lead dev that had left like a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. So there was still around 100 employees over there at Tango. Tango. I'll just say what I had heard someone say before. If Hi-Fi Rush had sold like Helldivers 2, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But it didn't take off like I think what it needed to. And I think when they were looking at numbers to what they could cut, Tango was looking to hire up for a new project, which they were said to be pitching Hi-Fi Rush 2. That's going to cost more money to the company, and they're looking to cut costs. It just was unfortunate that Tango was the one. I also saw it from another person mentioned this, that a big company like Microsoft will look at a small studio like Tango and say, why don't we just pay a portion of this money to an indie dev for their games instead of having to pay for it all in-house, which is more costly. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense from that aspect, but it just really sucks because Tango was a good developer. They're pretty consistent with their games, and it just sucks to see that them leave.
Yeah,
it's very short-sightedness on Microsoft's part.
Let me say this real quick. I want to say what's up to Purple is in the building. Michael Cleary is in the building, and somebody else. Oh, Cubini is in the building. So I want to say what's up to you guys. And they're having a dope conversation. Jason and Purple is going back and forth about should they or should they not have let go Tango Studios. Man.
Okay. Now the dog has to come off the chain a little here. Okay. So what you guys want to know what I think about this? I made a whole YouTube video about. I was actually in the process of making a video. Then more news kept coming out, and Xbox executives seemed to like the taste of their fucking foot in their mouth. Sorry, man. Like I know I'm getting a little extra on that, but it's like, dude, that last week could not have been worse for Microsoft. Unless God himself came down and smite their building, I don't see things getting worse than how they did.
Well, I think Game Pass is a big name for Microsoft. And I think I remember 2 years ago I said when they was doing pretty bad, right? I said I personally think all they need is 4 games, right? And I said this on record many times. I think they just need 4 games that are very successful, and that could either be they got a lot of buzz, they selling a lot, everybody's talking about it. So They haven't done that yet. They haven't had a calendar year since I said that where they had like 4 games that really, hit the mark. But so I'm not gonna say Xbox is done or dead or anything because I think they're probably gonna pivot into a different direction, and I think it's for the future. I think the thing I always give Xbox credit for is they're more future proof. They typically do things that we don't like, but that's where we're gonna be at. And so right now we'll be complaining about, oh, we don't like them doing this and that, but in the future everybody else will be doing what everybody complained about Xbox trying to do in the past. So I think they're
Well, it's just, I think the big problem with this whole them shutting down these studios is everyone saw it coming the minute the Activision Blizzard deal was went through, because they're like, okay, now they gotta make all that money back, and because they got the money from Microsoft itself, not like money they had in the bank. Guess what? Microsoft executives are now sitting there going, well, hey, congratulations, you got Call of Duty. Now we want the money we gave you guys back. So now you're going to see Satya Nadella, the guy who's in charge of Microsoft, start putting his foot on Phil Spencer's back.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, do not be surprised if they start rebranding it from Xbox to Windows Gaming. Do not be shocked if that happens.
I think the console will always be Xbox, but I mean it's already Windows Gaming. It's Windows Gaming division.
Yeah, I think remember when we were saying with Stadia
Or Microsoft Gaming.
Remember, huh?
It's technically Microsoft Gaming division.
Yeah, remember when we used to say Stadia should just be like part of like YouTube or part of Android, because that has a more bigger name. So people are always gonna say stuff like that. But I think you might be right. Maybe it'll always be somehow Xbox. But I feel like if they want to collapse it all, they could strip the Xbox off, and so then you don't have to look at it in that same light.
I wanted to say to TPG, I don't know if you remember in the Xbox documentary Power On when they showed the part where they shut down.
Yes, I watched the whole series.
When they
and the one when
they shut down Lionhead.
Lionhead,
So I remember that.
Both of y'all can't talk at the same time, man.
I remember that fondly. And in that documentary, after they shut them down, they were like, "Oh, we shouldn't have shut them down."
Exactly, and it's gonna be the same thing with Tango, because by the way, that's their only Japanese developer they had, and they've always been trying to get their foothold in Japan. Well, guess it's not that point.
Yeah, because I finally remember that because I was playing Fable Legends and then never.
I was about as upset on this as I was when PlayStation shut down Studio Japan.
Same.
Because I was a huge fan of Gravity Rush, and they had also worked with games like Bloodborne. So
I was upset when they shut down that studio that made Concrete Genie. I was like, dude, that is a very underrated game.
What is it? Something Opus. They shut that down. They've cut staff with Media Molecule. I mean, if you look at the industry, these bigger companies are kind of doing the same thing. Is they're cutting the smaller studios and focusing heavily on these big studios. I was, except for maybe like Square Enix, where Square Enix has his plan is to like spread out.
Yeah.
So let me answer something real quick. Jenna Hayes asked me, do I think Phil's going to resign soon? I don't think so. I think the thing is we have different optics. A lot of gamers, we look at certain stuff and we look at it different. I think Xbox know what they're doing. I think Xbox got like a plan. I think the thing is there's stuff that you do that people aren't going to like in business, and you kind of have to do it, right? Like you don't get anywhere by shaking everybody's hand and kissing everybody babies. You got to fire people. You got to let people go. Like that's just, it's the whole term dog eat dog world. That you could attribute to business. So I think Xbox right now, I think they realize, like, and Phil said it, we're not winning the console war, right? So I think they realize we'll never be in that space. So I think what they want to do is everything they're doing, they have to do this to get there. It doesn't look good, right? People don't want to see companies getting, companies getting shut down. People don't want to see, the lack of AAA games. People don't. There's so much that gamers don't want, but gamers don't own any business that makes video games, so they actually have to be involved with that, right? Gamers just could sit at home and
So
just look at the TV screen and hear a couple people talking about topics and have all this stuff to say. And I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm just I think and again, I don't know, right? So all I can tell you is my feelings is I don't think it's as bad as we feel it is, because I think they want to get somewhere and they have to do this bad looking stuff to us to get where they want to go. That's my thoughts. And now your mama.
so I noticed the person in chat that warned everybody here that
Okay.
something like this would happen, and that was Purple Haze.
Yep. Purple's got good track record on this
she
kind of shit.
she warned everybody during the ABK deal.
Dude,
Stuff like
that's
this
that's
would
what
happen.
happens
But
when you buy these big studios.
Xbox,
Starts
but look, TPG, Xbox is already regretting they closing down Hi-Fi because they apparently, after they killed the studio, they need games like Hi-Fi Rush.
I know there's some freaking huge irony of that, man. Winning game,
So
award-winning games. Actually, shut down the
they're
only
doing the
game that
literal
won.
meme. Look, they're doing the literal meme. Like
I do have to go, so I'm just gonna briefly cover this real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he put his foot in his mouth on that one right there. I think small indie games that do win awards are super important. As a fan of Cocoon last year, and I love indie games in general, right? Hi-Fi Rush and these other smaller titles. I think this was a heavier hand on Microsoft's part. As you guys were saying before, that they're pushing to kind of get back the money that they spent on Activision Blizzard. So, there are probably going to be more cuts in the year, and not just with Microsoft. I think we're going to see a lot of cuts across the industry.
Oh yeah.
Square Enix announced more cuts today.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah. Just so you know, Maker, I have been hearing that too. Like Microsoft's got other big cuts coming.
Yeah. Just expect it throughout the year. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Darth Kermer said no one wants to see people lose their jobs. He was with a company that laid off 30K people. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to see all right, K9. I don't want to see anybody lose their job. But I will say it is normal, right? Just as death is normal to life, not to sound morbid, but people losing jobs is a real thing. Whether people get fired because they're not doing their job, or people get let go because the company can't pay them for whatever reason. You might have some really talented people, but there might be some other talented people in the same department, and you kind of got to let that guy go, or that girl go. So that's just
hey, Cowboy, I'm gonna take off. We're almost where I'm going to. So I'll talk to you guys later. You stay out of trouble. Peace.
All right, later, man. All right, so TPG is out, and it's me and FCAT in the chat. Let me see. Truth is acquisition and managers actually fail. There's a high correlation between the acquisitions and the high failure rate. I can see that too. All right, what we going into next? No, I appreciate it, Cubini. You're my dude, man. And all this stuff is just fun and games. So, but there's obviously real stuff in real life going on. But hey, this is a show, and the show must go on. Oh, let me see what my man Murder said. He said PlayStation closes studios last month, and of course, it's nothing a burger, and Xbox does the same thing, and it's the death of Xbox. I mean, again, I wish he was here in the beginning, 5-0, because I had actually kind of mentioned how I feel about the media. What's up, Michael? Thanks for popping in. and the media, I guess I'll just recover it. I think the thing with is and hold on, let me do this real quick. Hold on. Some people actually here. Let me do this real quick to recap people. So I think the thing is the media. And let me do this real quick. So um, the media is not your friend. Okay, the media is clickbait. The media is wild, crazy story. The media is, oh my God, don't let your kid go to sleep with a lollipop. The media is anything to make you feel harm, make you feel dissatisfaction, make you feel hate. So the media is more into that, right? What we've learned was if you put a negative topic out, more people will show up, right? That's just facts. People love misery. One of the oldest thing is misery loves company. And so, you know, you put out Xbox is dead. So many people, two things gonna happen, right? And I give shout out to my guy Doc Dark for this. He knows how to make topics that people come to defend and people come to annihilate, right? And so, you know, we got to watch out for this stuff. It's just like that Bill Murr video that I watched over the weekend that FCAT shared, and I shared it with people. You know, he went in on the media and he said how the media just only want to portray negativity. And the sad thing is people love it. And so we got to kind of blame ourselves when we get mad. Oh, Xbox isn't that bad, but we're all talking about it, right? So for me, I've always said this: I'm an entertainer. So for me, it's different. I don't even follow these stories. If FCAT wasn't on here, I would be so clueless. Jenna Hayes asked me about Sarah Bond. To be honest with you, I didn't even watch the thing. I just seen a little clip in the Discord. I got regular stuff to do when I'm not doing this, and that it'll, you know, stop me from looking into all this other stuff. Because to be honest with you, again, my favorite word in the human dictionary is interest. Whatever I'm interested in, I put focus on. I don't have a lot of interest for the video game behind the scenes stuff. Yes, I cover it. Yes, part of my channel has to do with it. But notice, I don't make video game videos to cover this stuff like I used to, because that I got to actually take time. I'll turn the camera on and people could come on and bring their own topics and let's discuss it. I want to definitely give my thoughts, but I don't want to spend too much time into that stuff because I feel like it is empty, right? Because most of it is negative, right? I like a feel-good story. I like you know, an underdog. So I like if it's negative, but then you get the positive. Most of it you don't get that, right? So for me, it's up to you guys to watch out for gaming. Don't let gaming ever rattle you, right? This is why I don't think being a fanboy and fangirl is good. I was a fanboy of Stadia. I could say that. I used to be a fanboy of PlayStation. Once Stadia died or was dying, I felt like I looked so stupid being the Stadia cowboy. And Google couldn't cut me a check for all the stuff I did to promote Stadia. You know, when Stadia died, they wasn't thinking of my feelings and how upset I was and how people was laughing at me, right? So I realized at that point, like, I'm never going to be so into one platform that I'll be considered their mascot or their cheerleader, right? So I think that's on you guys. For the people who get upset when they see these stories, that's really on you, right? Because the media is trying to find you. The media is looking for everybody who will get triggered and upset. That's what the media wants. And that's how the media today is going to survive. If you go years ago, you know what I mean? And I'll be 50 in 2 years, right? So if you go a long time ago, right? 20, 30, 40 years ago, the news was meant to bring you information. Now the news is just to keep you engaged so their ratings could go up. So it's the same thing with gaming, right? You watch all these gamers, they're just touching on the crazy, hateful topics. Why? Because it's something to talk about. And, you know, I'll put a negative topic and people show up like crazy, right? And that's just how it goes. So for me, I use my channel as a way for people to have a voice. I don't mind who want to talk about anything. You want to talk about great stories, feel good stories, negative stories. My platform is open. I put a link out so that anybody could click on that link and join in. But notice the people who click on the links and join in, the topics we want to talk about are the saucy topics. I'm not going to say, no, let's not talk about that. Now, what I won't do is drag it on. When it's just a kind of nothing topic and it's just kind of like, all right, we're just bashing with something without any, like, it got to be intriguing, right? It got to keep conversations going for me to keep talking about it. So I just kind of want to put that, just kind of mention it, you know. Guys, you just can't get caught up with the media, you know. YouTube is the media, the news is the media, you know, Twitter is the media, TikTok is the media. The normal outlets in the media is to be negative. The normal outlets in the media is to trigger you, is to spit on the things you like, to make you feel some type of way, so that you're going to watch that video, you're going to go tell other people and forget that video. That video is dumb. They're gonna be like, what video? Now you're telling them about the video that you say you dislike, and it's gonna send more people to them. And that's just what the media is. So at the end of the day, me personally, I'm just in this for entertainment. I'm in this to pass the time. I'm in this to hang out with my friends, my peers. And so that's my mindset. So I never walk away from this feeling like, I can't believe Sony closed the studio, or I can't believe Xbox or the Switch 2 isn't coming out. No, for me, I'm just like, all right, cool story. And let's move on. So I just wanted to take the time to say that, because that's really my thoughts on gaming as a whole. Me personally, I just like to play the games I like. I like having Game Pass, right? Or sorry, not Game Pass, and even Game Pass when I get it. But I like having GameFly, so I could just play games that I think I might like or I might not like. And then I keep it moving, right? And I buy the games I want to own, right? It's that simple. But gaming isn't deep for me. It isn't that deep. That's why I play everything on easy. I just want to play it, have fun, enjoy it, and move on to the next thing, right? So I just want to say that because I feel like it needs to be said. The media is what's messing with everybody. You'll watch a story about Xbox and, like, let's say Game Pass. Everybody bring Game Pass. Now, I don't do all the deep dives, but as Maker said, right? So the quote Maker, it says only 20% of Xbox users have Game Pass. But when people think of, oh, Game Pass is ruining everything. But if you look at the numbers, if those are true, it's like, wait, if it's only 20%, how is Game Pass at fault for so much, right? So I think the issue is we hear so much from so many different places, like how much we've been talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Sony has never went on record and mentioned that that thing is real. Now, do I think it's real? Of course, because they did it with the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. But they might just not have a PlayStation 5 Pro and we'll all be looking silly, right? So the thing is, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you can't let it hit you here. See this right here? Your heart is emotions. You got to let it hit you here with logic. Once it hits you with logic, then you'll think about it, and you'll either decide whether it's important to respond back to, or you just say, whatever, I don't care. When you let it get in here, in the heart, that's when it hits you, and that's when you'll find yourself saying the craziest stuff, and people are clipping you, and you know, next thing you know, you're upset and you're mad, and you know, anyway. But that's my little thing I want to put out there, being the cowboy, king of entertainment. Man, just enjoy these topics, these discussions, but don't let it get here. Don't let it hit you too hard, because the media is looking to do this, right? If you create emotions, you create a response, and you create action. And that's the thing. They want action, and action is a click. The watch again, watch again, watch again, share, watch, share. That's what they want out of you, is an action. If you use logic, you'll be able to be like, man, I don't even care, right? So anyway, sorry about that. But let me try to see some of the stuff you guys was talking about as I was going on and on. Let me see. Let me see. Facts Cowboy, you know, I know. Yeah, man. Let me see. I'll bring FCAT back on real quick. I started blocking people that does that Doc Dark does. At the same time, you can't block everyone, because everyone. No, yeah, you can't block everyone. But yeah, I agree. Like, Doc Dark is my guy. I made a video saying he's my favorite content creator, but I stopped watching his stuff back in October, probably late September, because I knew I was going to be busy with my new job and I wasn't going to be able to watch stuff during the day. And I just don't have that much space, to be honest with you, to catch up on console wars. I don't have that time. Did you see my other message, Cowboy? Breaking news. Yeah, we actually talked about that earlier. when it first happened. Let me see, my boy Cowboy. How you doing, my friend? Yo, what's up, Kay? I hope you playing this Wednesday on We Wrestle Wednesdays. Let me see. This is why I stopped doing the fanboy news and rants, Cowboy. Yeah, man. For real. Clickbait. Yep. Propaganda is for real, man. Let me see. Purple Haze clickbait and trolling. Gotta get those clicks. I wonder how your show did go last week, Purple. I didn't get to watch it all. We as humans have the instinct to look at the negative because it's survival instinct. Ooh, that's a good one. Y'all ain't want to talk about Vert coming to Xbox. I did look it up, but I didn't understand what it was. It looked like it was like some little here, look, I'll even show you. I actually did pull it up to see what was Vert. And this is what came up. So is that what you're talking about? Like, I was trying to look at the top things that came up when I put Vert on Xbox, and this is what came up. So is this what you're talking about? It looked like some little green dude or something, little pink dude. So I don't know. Let me know if that's what you're talking about. I'll pull it up. You know me, I don't mind. Let me see. Yep, TK hit me up. Fam. Yep. Let me see. I have to look up Vert first. Let me see. Yep. And I bet. Let me see. Purple said was waiting for the Gamefly promo. Come on, Purple. Let me see. TK, we linking it up for Killer Clown. Ooh, the Killer Clowns is day one for me. I always try to tell people it's a difference from people in the real world and online. No, it really is. It really is. Let me see. My man. Yeah, I'm a huge Sony fan. Kay said. Let me see. Jay said I like it all. You took down the link. What link? Let me see. That's very. Oh, Verts. Yeah, that's what I put, right? Is that it? Anybody give a damn about Vert? Not me, but K9, he always talk about those games nobody's never heard of. She was made to represent Xbox and Neptunia. I only ever heard of the Neptunia because of you, but that game franchise is about the console wars. Oh yeah, see, I do remember you telling me that. For the show. Yeah. Let me link it. Cowboy, did you see CM Punk trailer? No, I didn't actually. I gotta check that out. This is the first game. All right, so let me bring back my man FCat. Sorry about that, FCat. I wanted to I just my little rant. You know.
Well said. We'll get Purple in here. Yeah, but unfortunately, all I got was a truckload of negative Xbox stuff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's news, bro. I'm not saying don't pull up the news. I'm just saying for the people who get heated over the news. That's my point. Is we got to do our own soul searching, right?
Cough, keep eating.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we gotta put it on ourselves. We can't blame the media, whether that's a person on YouTube, whether that's a TikTok video. We gotta take our own accountability on our own emotional stance on these topics, right?
Right.
So
Exactly. You have to be neutral.
I don't even think you need to be neutral, right? You could not be neutral, but at the end of the day, you got to know that some of this stuff is meant to trigger you. So you could be the biggest PlayStation fan, the biggest Xbox fan you want, but you kind of got to know that they are making these videos to trigger you. You know what I'm saying? Like I asked you today, I said, yo, what should a title be? You said Xbox Doom and Gloom. And I put it up there, right? And so, and look, in the beginning, it was like 15 people from the jump. I was like, oh, they want this sauce, But anyway, let's bring in none other than a person I respect so much that I've been working on trying to help learn how to tip. Like I helped TK get his tipping game up because of me, but none other than the myth, the legend, the guru, none other than Purple. Hey.
I've been waiting for the tipping video. You do everything else on your channel, Cowboy, but you've never showed a video of
Well,
actually tipping.
Purple, it's in the vault, you know, like my Mother's Day video I actually made. I just gotta put it out when I'm done. So it's actually uploaded and everything. The tipping video is uploaded too. You know, I just to never you know, Purple, I gotta get to the right, maybe on your birthday. Purple, your next birthday, I'll release the tipping video and you know we'll take it from there. But
Okay.
Purple, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Purple, you last time I was tuning in, you were talking a little bit about your house. I'm just real quick because I want to, you know, we don't get a chance to catch up all the time. What's your thoughts now on your house and everything? Because you know me, I'll be moving soon, and now we're thinking of my wife really beating in my head that we should just buy, but we're thinking about buying outright because we've been looking at some really cheap properties. But and so what's your thoughts on? Sorry guys, that's a real quick non-gaming question. What's your thoughts on your home now? You know, it's what you, your mom, and your brother, right? Your brother's fully
Correct.
moved now and everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, you loving it? Is you like what's what your neighborhood like? What's your thoughts? Because you know I'm gonna be going through that same thing. I'm being a brand new area. So I just real quick, if you could sum it up real quick for me.
Yeah, I mean the neighborhood's great, town's
Mhm.
great. But I wouldn't say I'm loving it. Like I
Okay.
think there's always something you have to fix, right? There's always something there. And for
Yeah.
me, you know, for almost half a century now, I've not owned a house. So
Mhm.
um yeah, I wouldn't say it's like something I love. But it is what it is.
Yeah, no, reason why, because I think I heard you when I heard you speaking, you was more to the effect of I don't love it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh yeah, I want to talk to you about that. Like,
Yeah.
I know me, I'm not like I'm when my wife moved in here, so me and my ex-wife, right, we had this house for a few years, right, until we got a divorce and she moved out. And so when she moved in, my current wife, when she was a girlfriend, moved in, I had no pictures. I just had white walls, and so she turned the house into a home. So for me, I'm like, listen, you give me four walls, I don't really care. You know, that's my approach to it. I'm not as invested, right? It's more about I got a place to lay my head, and then do I have access to things I want to go to, like you've been going to the library and stuff like that. So for me, I don't think it's gonna hit me that deep. You know, like you said, I mean, it is what it is. It's stuff, you know, I don't love it. But you know, so my wife might be more mentally invested, emotionally invested, if that makes sense. But I was curious to hear what your thoughts was now. But anyway, I could get back to gaming. So I will say this: my wife is gonna go get pizza. I told her that I wanted to eat it with her. That we were just gonna sit in the bed and cuddle and eat it. So I know she was like, "Well, when is your show over?" I was like, "About an hour." That was like an hour ago. So I just putting the disclosure out there. She's gonna go get it in a little bit. When she come back, I hopefully we'll be wrapped up a little bit. But you know, as long as somebody don't bring up ABK since Purple's on here. But let's go. So let's go. So next thing. So wait, before we move on. Is there anything we mentioned, Purple, that you actually want to touch before we move on?
No, I mean, like I said, I wrote it in chat. I actually didn't even cover this stuff on my channel that much this
Mhm.
last week, so I was just hopping on trying to extend the show.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And that you shall. So FCAT. So right now we're at after buying up studios, Xbox says it doesn't have the resources to run them. Man, I think and again, you know, it's not like I work for Xbox, but I mean, as Purple said, I feel like this is kind of like makes sense, right? This is probably what's gonna happen anyway, right? Like, were they really gonna spend a lot of money to capture a bunch of new franchises, new studios, new gaming IPs, and also keep everything? I felt like that's not feasible, right? You know, it's like a quick analogy. I remember back in the day, if you guys used to go to the casinos, back in the day, you was able to get chips, right? And I would go with an empty cup and a cup full of chips. So let's say I give $100 and I just want you to fill up my cup with the $100 chips. Now, every time I won something, whether it was $1, whether it was $3, I put those chips in my other cup because I was gonna leave when this cup got empty. Whatever this cup was, I left with, and that's how I kept money, or I just was that bad. But I always left with something, right? So I think with Xbox, it's kind of like you can't have both, right? You can't have the empty cup. You know, you can't go in with the cup that you're gonna spend with and also leave with the cup that you're gonna fill up, right? That just don't happen. You're spending something to get something potentially, right? So I just think that's where Xbox is with this particular topic of them buying studios and don't have the resources. Maybe they don't even want to spend the money on the resources, right? So it could be not that they don't have it, but they don't want to. Some of the, I think Purple, I was reading what you were saying in the chat. There's some of these studios that doesn't go along with what they're planning on doing. So it's kind of like, what's the point of keeping them around? So I'll leave it there for me. But what about you, Purple?
Yeah, no, I think to me it always everything always I always said like Xbox's biggest issue is Microsoft, not Xbox. Like from just that perspective, because Xbox is just a tool of Microsoft, but you have to think about like how does Microsoft actually make money? Like when you boil it down, like it makes money differently than how Amazon makes money, differently than how Google makes money, which is different than how Apple makes, right? They all make a lot of money, but they make it differently. And so at the end of the day, like everything that Microsoft does has to kind of fit into that. And so that I always thought like Xbox, in my opinion, just doesn't not all of Xbox, like certain parts of it makes sense. Like Minecraft makes perfect sense for Xbox. Like Candy Crush, all these other companies make perfect sense for them. But when you're in what that is like you have a smaller team that can kind of do a watch, for instance, repeat is kind of a probably too basic, but smaller team that, it's light touch, but has high engagement. Right. And so when we say like they don't have the resources to run them all. Well, that's true. Like that part of the company was never built to be this 25,000 person organization. And so like I totally get what this is saying.
Oh yeah.
It like right, it makes sense. And it's kind of unfortunate just because like I think people go into gaming, like most of the people who are programmers, like they could work at virtually any tech company because like to program a game is actually kind of harder than what most software engineers do. And they go into these companies and they actually make less than what they can command on the actual open market, many of them. And so it really sucks to see stuff like this happen. But I don't know. Like to me, I think doom and gloom is not the right word. I wouldn't use it. I think it's doom and gloom for people who have these aspirations of gaming, I don't know, doing something, usurping some other form of our life. But what I do think, I don't know. I just think it's kind of business as usual for them.
I agree. FCAT, you got anything on this?
On this one, apparently Xbox have pretty much admitted that they don't have the resources to keep up with Call of Duty, and this is kind of what a lot of people were talking about when they were pushing back against the APK deal.
So I wonder if you're gonna get to, but again, I scroll through everything in the Discord. I only respond to like if I'm gone all day, I respond if somebody directly tag me, but I can't comment on everything, right? Because there's a lot in there. But you guys was saying, I guess there's a rumor that Call of Duty wouldn't come to Game Pass. Did they debunk that or?
No, they haven't. I don't think that's a room. Like Call of Duty isn't on Game Pass yet, so I don't know if that's like. I think the rumor is Call of Duty would be coming to Game Pass, right? Because it's not on Game Pass right now.
So in the Discord, they had a thing saying that Call of Duty. Some people was arguing over because somebody said something like, "There's a rumor that Call of Duty is not coming to Game Pass." So not coming to Game Pass.
Yeah. So at first, there was that question of whether or not would it be. And there are questions around were they going to change things with Game Pass, how that works.
So what my question to you was, because I didn't see the outcome. So was that just debunked?
No.
So let's see.
Is it when one of them tabs of yours?
But I think that's the thing. Like, the only way you can debunk it is if they say, like, yeah, it's it's already there.
Well,
Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
to your point, I get it, right? So nothing is finite until it happens. So I get what you're saying. But they went on record that it will come to Game Pass. So
Oh,
I
there we
feel
go.
like
So Sarah Bond in her interview, she pretty much said all Xbox first party games will still be coming to Game Pass, and she pretty much the lady asked her Activision titles, and she was like, she said the whole slate. So apparently, a lot of big games like that is going to drop at the end of the year.
Yeah, my thing is like, if you tell me something, I have to look you in the eye and shake your hand, right? You gave me your word, so I'll say with this statement, right? Again, I didn't watch it, so I'm just reading the headlines he put. But if she said that, then I'll just have to take it as okay. Call of Duty is coming to Game Pass, but it is not on Game Pass. And as you know, anything could happen, right? Anything could change. But that's why I was curious on was it debunked that the rumor is it wasn't coming because that's what they were saying purposely. It wasn't coming. I trust me, I get your logic that it's not there yet, so we can't really say it's there. I'm just saying that they're saying it's
no. If
coming.
she says it's coming, I totally get what you're saying. That's what she said. So then,
right for right now,
then it's just like she said it. So
right,
it's just not like she did not. She said it wasn't. So I totally get that.
right. Yeah, Maker said that they said it was coming, just no clarity on when. How many times Microsoft had to tell people all the games are coming? It's regard for people to keep bringing it up. Also, Call of Duty still under Sony contract. Yeah, that's almost up though. All right, so is Call of Duty coming to Xbox Game Pass? Yes, no, maybe. Oh yeah, see, I seen you put this in the thing. So
well, I think
Silent Cypher is in the building. What's going on? Good evening.
Silent Cypher's here. Oh, nice. Silent came by yesterday.
Making his rounds.
Nice, good people. Yeah, I think we are. If they said, I think it's gonna come. I don't think that's a question, really. Right? If she said it's gonna come.
I almost feel like it kind of have to. I mean, okay, nothing has to happen, but I feel like it's a big deal for Call of Duty to be a part of Game Pass. And I'm talking about current Call of Duties, not older Call of Duties. Like I'm talking about a day one Call of Duty. It's a big deal for it to come to Game Pass because of the whole ABK deal. I think it will be great for brand recognition to be able to say, wow, Call of Duty, one of the top selling games of all time, consistent top game selling games, and it be in Game Pass. Day one, if you want Call of Duty, you can get a Game Pass subscription and be able to play it. Now, I'm not saying DLC is going to be in there, but just the base game. And I think as much as people might say, oh, they'll probably lose money, I think it's going to serve its purpose for brand recognition, if anything.
No, I think two things can be true though, right? Wait, which is, I definitely think Call of Duty is going to come. Did y'all already talk about Square?
Yes, about
Right.
them being very aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. What I think is like what I truly think is going to happen here is Call of Duty is going to come, but Game Pass is going to go up in price.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think both of those statement that, which you would expect subscriptions eventually go up in price. But at the same time, I think they still have to go back. Like I think they have every intention to put Call of Duty on Game Pass.
Maker said Xbox can market Call of Duty now, which is why they are showing it at all of the Xbox showcases. Yeah, so Darth Kerm was talking about the PlayStation market share for Call of Duty. And I remember before they said what they had that was coming to a close soon. So let me see. Call of Duty is not coming to Game Pass in July, September. Xbox dead. Oh yeah, he's just saying how people always just saying that. Does anyone in chat remember Call of Duty used to be on Xbox when Xbox players got DLC first before PlayStation, before Call of Duty Ghost came out? I remember a lot of the YouTubers jumping ship to PS4. Yeah, I mean, not for nothing, DLC, right? If your favorite game was slow to get DLC, like I remember, I've always been a wrestling fan. I remember when the PlayStation 4 came out and it was no longer a 6-player console, but the Xbox One was. And man, we was close to being like, look, we just want to play wrestling on Xbox because that's a big deal that we all can't now we can't have the 6-man matches. So stuff like that will make you want to change, But guess what? We never did it. We wanted to. And what's next? FCAT?
Let's see.
Trying to figure it out.
Let's see. Let's touch on this one. Xbox handling of Hellblade 2 casting huge doubt over the future of Ninja Theory.
So this one's like I've already said. I was talking to Maker last week in chat on Hellblade 2. There's more people who are excited about Hellblade 2 who've not played Hellblade than I get. Like it's remarkable how many people I talk to
I
about
agree.
are super excited about Hellblade 2. Will tell me everything about Hellblade 2, but they didn't even play Hellblade.
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh, I didn't have time." And it's like the game is literally like 6.5 hours. It's like super short. But for me, this is a weird type of. Again, it's a short game, so and it doesn't really have a lot of replayability value. At least the first one, and the second one's looking like it's the same formula as the first one, except better graphics. The thing I will say about this is that potentially there's new technology in this game that they're trying to market. But I agree, like Hellblade 2 overall, or Ninja Theory, if this is what they're going to hang their hat on, very well could go the same way as Tango Gameworks. Has nothing to do with the game. It has everything to do with, are they able to replicate the success of some of those other titles underneath their umbrella? And to me, that's just not Hellblade. It's never been Hellblade. It's only been like one Hellblade game, right? But I just don't see how that would translate to what Microsoft and Xbox have said that they want.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, right? People or gamers or console warriors would say that PlayStation games are a walking simulator, and you walk. They show big cutscenes, and when I see Hellblade, that get me excited because that's my style of game, which is a PlayStation style of game, if you call it that. And so it's funny that game, if you're the stereotypical first person shooter Xbox guy, if that does move the needle, if you've been saying that you don't want the one single player games. But I think a game is a game at the end of the day, no matter what banner it's on, and it's made for people to play it. So, I don't know about the casting doubts on it. I think my issue with the game is when I found out it was only 8 hours, and again, I didn't play the first one either. So I didn't know the first one was that short. The only reason I want to play the first one now is because it is that short. So I'm not going to be wasting that much time on it. And hopefully I can put it on easy and just run through it. But my issue is that when I heard it was that short, because I was looking at it and comparing it to the blockbuster one player story driven narrative full motion video game as a PlayStation game. But those games are usually 15 plus hours, 20 something hours, you know what I mean? So you get like the whole big crazy epic story that's going to play out from the beginning and drag on, and it feel like this episodic thing. So my thing is, yeah, Hellblade looks great, but my issue is and not that it's gonna be I guess it's only 8 hours, because it is what it is. But I think every trailer that I've seen, the gameplay didn't move me. And my thing is, I love hack and slash games that you could swing weapons, games that you could punch. So I'm melee heavy versus gun heavy. But I've never seen a trailer of the combat that made me get excited. And there's been a few trailers. So that's my issue. Which, as far as doubt for my personal thing, I know they're talking about something different. But I don't know. I mean, they are putting a lot of stock on this game. So I guess a lot is riding on the game, and I guess you could see another Tango situation, right? But I think Ninja Theory is such a that studio has a lot of umph to it, or at least it has. People are familiar with the studio. I mean, you just mentioned certain games like whoa, but I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. The other thing with this one, though, that I thought was interesting that no one brings it up, and I get why, because most people are gonna like play this game on Game Pass, right? So you're gonna at least have to pay, unless you do like CD keys or have some free months. It's gonna at least cost you whatever Game Pass costs. But when the first Hellblade came out, it was $30. This one's $50. They're roughly like the same game length. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing as well, because a lot of people talk about prices and how things went up or went down. Like I played Hellblade 1 first on Nintendo Switch. So I don't know. I think this one's just an interesting play, but when we talk about the bigger strategy for Xbox, I actually don't see how this one fits into that strategy, unfortunately. But with that said, unlike the studios underneath Bethesda, I could actually see this one spinning out and going independent again. Like I believe that ultimately that's what's going to happen to Ninja Theory.
Well, I mean, you also got to think too. I mean, I think this would help pad out the portfolio, right?
I
When
guess.
people say Xbox only have these style games, I think like people are dying for PlayStation to get a multiplayer game, right? But this helps pad out that narrative of, look at this style game,
I get it. But I think the thing is though that strategy, like I think there's been a change in strategy, obviously, for every game company, every tech company basically has had a change of strategy over the last 3-4 years. And I believe like the strategy right now is just not. It's not a Ninja Theory friendly strategy. I would say it like that. It's a very friendly, as I said before, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Candy Crush, any of those like games that are live service to semi-live service to consistent iterations. Like that's what they want, the continual revenue stream.
Well, yeah, I definitely get that. But I think you can't have every game continue revenue stream, right? Like because there's going to be people that's going to put games on your Game Pass that's not going to be live service, or have a multiplayer. But so you pad it out a little bit, right?
I didn't say it would. Yeah, Maker. I didn't say it was going to be I said I played it on Nintendo. I'm saying I think it would be go indie and publish again. But no, I hear what you're saying, but I definitely think you could have every game be that, and you just put a lot of back catalog games on your service, which that's a great value in itself too. But
yeah, definitely.
That's what I meant.
FCat, what you got next? I know any minute
else.
my wife's gonna walk in here.
TK9.
Oh man, it's just a lot. I mean, it just goes on from here.
All right, well, just pop them up. I mean, we don't have to spend a ton of time on them, but let's see what you got.
Microsoft tried to nab Little Big Planet from Sony after a few drinks.
I don't even understand this one, but you have to explain it. I didn't read the article.
It's actually accurate or real. Actually, I don't know if this actually went down or whatever.
Okay, so you're just saying at some point in time, Microsoft was trying to buy Little Big Planet.
Apparently.
Fair enough. We got anything to say about this? I mean,
Microsoft wants to try to. Yeah, they try to probably buy everyone. But I think they're done buying. I'll say that. I think for right now they're done buying. So.
Yeah, I don't think the FTC is going to let them buy anything else again.
I don't think their company is going to let them buy any. It's too messy. I mean, we already understand. Like the reason they don't have the resource, they don't have the know-how to bring all that together. So they're not going to create more headaches for themselves.
Okay.
Home with the food.
Let's get into a little more of the Sarah Bond stuff. So she announced new Xbox mobile gaming store coming in July.
Okay. Yeah, I did see. Yeah, I put a clip about that.
Yeah, basically it's gonna start off on the web. That way they're not blocked by any kind of app store restrictions or whatever.
So wait, what does that mean if they're going to be on the web? What you like? What does that mean?
It'd be like a website, kind of like the xCloud thing, and you go there and you download Candy
Okay,
Crush.
gotcha. So even on your mobile phone, you would just go to the website and download from there. Like you don't
Right.
have to download a APK.
No, kind of like how you play xCloud.
No, well, I mean that's totally different than downloading something. XCloud is streaming and downloading is downloading. So that's why I'm trying to get you to I'm trying to understand. Are you stream? Or are we talking about cloud gaming, or are we talking about downloading the game from a website on your phone?
Yeah, download. I think it's downloading the game from the website.
I mean, listen, either way, right? They have a strategy, they have something they want to do. I think Microsoft has enough, have their own fans, people who love Microsoft products. So they'll, and at the end of the day, right, you got to get like I seen the clip you sent and she mentioned Candy Crush, right? Like you now own the rights to Candy Crush. So why not, right? Do this little mobile thing, right? It just makes sense. It's not shocking. It's nothing
I think
groundbreaking.
this actually makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean this to be a controversial. I think this makes no sense.
Why is that?
Because, right, like people who play Candy Crush, for the most part, already have the game, right? They're not going to go re-download the game through the Microsoft Store to go play it. Like, go talk to someone who has the game right now, right? This is not a growing user base, right? If you actually look at the Candy Crush player numbers, they're kind of like stagnating, somewhat dipping, but I wouldn't say drastically dipping. But it's not like there's new gamers who are like, oh, I want to play Candy Crush. And so you already have the game. You have two powerful stores right now, right? Which is the App Store and the Play Store, right? And then you actually have a couple of other side stores as well. When you add in Samsung Store, you add in Amazon Store, and they're not nearly as successful as those first two. And so when we think about like a store, it's just like any other store. Why is someone going to go to that store? And when you said something very interesting, like, hey, Xbox, they have fans of this. Xbox fans are not necessarily mobile gaming fans. There's not like a lot of crossover between console and mobile gamers. In the later generations, there are to a degree, but we find that there's not a huge crossover there. There's a
Yeah, but
huge. Go ahead.
I think the thing is though, Purple, for anything to be successful, you got to start somewhere, right? So you don't just say, I mean, yeah, there's definitely some things where you say, hey, let's not do this because the market is too saturated. Like pretty much how Activision pretty much killed Titanfall, right? Because they made not Activision, EA, right? They put Titanfall out when Call of Duty and whatchamacallit came out, right? So that wasn't good. But I think something like this, you got to just put your feet in, right? So what they want to do, it just you either do this or you don't, right? So it's like, yeah, we could sit here and say it's other stores, why would they do this? And I get that, that's logic, right? It makes sense you would say that, but I think for all intents and purposes, in order to do something, in order to see what happens, like, right, that's how people throw things against the wall, let it stick. I think Microsoft are the masters of wasting money, or sorry, let me not say that. They're the masters of spending money to see what sticks. So I think, they will lose money to see if they get a hit. Because if you just look at something like Fortnite, right? I feel like everybody, or Candy Crush, even Candy Crush, everybody's trying to reduplicate this lightning in the bottle, these certain type of games that just like, whoa, right? So at the end of the day, why not try your hand, right?
Yeah,
You own
I,
some of
I
these
get I
IP.
get what I get what you're
Mhm.
saying, but like I think we both get what we're saying.
Yeah,
My
yeah, yeah.
thing is like, yes, you have to try something, but that's the thing. That's not like Maker brought up Fortnite, Epic and
Right.
Fortnite. Like that's a different thing, right? You made Fortnite, this game, into something amazing to where it could be its own platform at the end of the day. Ah, you got your. I see the wifey's over there. You
Yeah,
know.
she just walked in.
Uh,
Uh,
so yeah.
no, yeah, I mean, FCAT, what else you got, man? FCAT, we done?
Let's see. Sarabon comments on Xbox Cloud Gaming. Apparently, she says the X Cloud is actually has a high demand, and they're going to be doing stuff to optimize it or make the wait times better or something like that.
Listen, if that's true, that's a good thing, right? That's a feel good story for them. Uh, I will wonder when it will come out of beta, right? Because that would mean they would did a lot to it. But yeah, I mean, and maybe they're gonna keep it in beta for a very long time, and they got it's an alternative for people like me who are playing it that don't want to buy Xbox, and maybe they're seeing growth with those type of people. Like I literally mentioned it to TPG, and he ended up getting it live, got an Xbox account, which just to play a couple games. Like he didn't understand cloud gaming. I explained it to him and he did it. So maybe because when they say things like the numbers they're growing, they could be true, but it could be like 2%, could be 3%, could be 5%. So
you could literally take this same exact headline, switch out Sarabon, put in Phil Spencer, go back 3 years, go back 2 years, and it's the same title. It's the same thing in there. I there's a point to where I don't really want you to say anything. I just want you to do it. Right, because you are like they are the worst ones, right? And it's been that way now for at least 2 years, if not longer.
All right, FK, anything else before I get killed?
And last but not least, this happened apparently. Longtime Xbox OG founders pretty much said that it's not Xbox anymore. It's now at Microsoft Gaming.
Well, I think like Purple said, until it happens, right? So I feel like I can see it. I mean, again, like we said earlier, or I said earlier, everybody wanted Stadia to go from Stadia to YouTube to Android or whatever, right? To the game store. But I mean, this is possible, but until it happens, what could we say, right? I don't really feel like there's nothing to say too much because this is some ex-employee said, but I mean, I don't even know what to say. What about you, Purple? Anything you could even say about
I mean, I think it would make sense from just like if you're talking about having a mobile store, like I think Xbox is kind of branded with as much as Dark and the rest of them want to try to make it like Xbox is everything, like Xbox is a console. And so if you're trying to make this push into PC, into mobile, into cloud, like how do you bring that all under like kind of a new umbrella, especially if the Xbox brand does not necessarily have the same momentum it had a few years ago? Like maybe you try this rebrand, but again,
that's a ooh, I don't know about that one. It's catchy.
What, Microsoft Gaming? I don't think it's catchy. I just think like it makes sense to bring it under umbrella.
I mean, everybody, of course, most people, almost everybody would know Xbox is Microsoft.
This just says that Satya is pretty much in charge. He's the captain.
Nah, I think there's a lot of people in charge.
It would be a wild pivot to change the brand from Xbox to just call it.
I don't think Xbox would ever change. Let me say that. I don't think Xbox would ever change. I think you will always have an Xbox brand, but I think as an overarching brand.
Yeah, see, because this is saying that they would. So what I'm taking this as is they wouldn't be called an Xbox no more. We could just call Microsoft Gaming as a whole.
If you read, when you read the article, what it's talking about is just the way that they do business, right? What he's talking about is initially he says it's like Xbox was seen as this startup within Microsoft. It had that startup culture. It was seen as like just make money, go experiment, go do things. Now it's like this behemoth. It's old, it's slow, it's not able to pivot as fast. And so he's saying like that's how Microsoft is. And so he's saying that it's Microsoft Gaming. Like I think it's more of the spirit of the comment, not necessarily the name of the division.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, I didn't read it, so that's why you guys agree. All right, FK, anything else or no? We good?
I have an announcement.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm probably not gonna be doing this show very much long. As much of y'all know, I am expected to be a father. I have a girl coming on the way.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's huge.
That's huge.
Congrats.
How many months is she?
4 months. 4 months.
Cool. Dude, that's cool, man. You know, you
Yeah,
and
we
me.
just found out it's gonna be a girl too.
Yeah, you know, you and me talked about this before, so you know, it's cool, man. Good stuff. And you know, all the stuff you brought to this part of my channel is definitely been cool. You know, there's times where we got ridiculed, there's times where we had talked about rumors, but there's been a lot of fun, FCAT, and I don't take any of it for granted. You know, and I think life is life and we should live and love. And so starting a family is a great thing. Being a father and being there for your kids is a great thing. And so I commend you. And yeah, I mean, you know, the Bible say you put away childish things, to quote a book, right? So you know, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to definitely having a kid, you got to be in a certain space that you can't be. Like you can't be like, oh, I'm there today, right? You just got to be like, you know, you look at people in the eyes and start to say, I'm not sure. You answer questions with, I don't know. And that's what part of being a good father is, because your yes, I will be there is for your child. So yeah, man, it's cool, man. You know, whenever you take your exit, you depart, we have to do some big, you know, type of you know, FCAT show, and you always pop back in, you know. So good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get back to gaming. To be honest with everybody here, all this negative stuff, I don't like it either. I don't like all the console war stuff in real life. Um, and it's just negativity. So I just want to get back to just regular casual gaming, dying, and not being able to jump, you know.
I definitely know what you're talking about. And yeah, man, that is, listen, that's what gaming is really about. But you know, I think when you're passionate and you're a fan of something, it's just like it's the average sports guy that just talk about their team winning or losing versus the sports guy that get involved with, you know, the coaches. And I don't think it's nothing wrong with either side. So you just have to know where you are. Like I said earlier, if you're that into gaming and then the stats and who buys companies, then you just can't let it, you can't take it personal, because anybody could take shots at you and people are just trying to trigger people. So yeah, man,
Exactly.
you know, so going back to, you
It's
just want to, you know, and I've always told people about
yeah,
this, like FCAT,
like how you mentioned the Bill Maher thing and how
yeah,
media can get you.
that was
Like
deep.
I noticed that. I noticed that too, and it's easy,
Yeah, that was deep.
and
Yeah.
that's part of the tactics.
Oh, yeah. But
But I
anyways,
mean,
man,
I tried to bring neutral stuff, Xbox, PlayStation, good, bad, to the show, the Stadia stuff,
but they want that blood, FCAT. But anyway, let me get out of here before my wife kill me and my pizza be cold. But FCAT, man, for what it's worth, thank you, bro. For everything. You definitely took this show into a different direction, whether people want to hear it or not. So I definitely appreciate you and value you. And if I didn't, you know, you wouldn't be on here. So you know, I have some people like, I don't like when FCAT come on there. Actually, the other day somebody was telling me that. I was like, hey, that's my dude. Yeah, I don't agree with everything he say, but at the end of the day, he's bringing a lot of topics and it's fun and it's, you know, it's cool and he's my dude. So oh well, yeah, I gotta eat it. So
yeah. All right, catch you later.
all right, guys. Later. Well, guys, it's definitely cool. Got a lot of stuff going on. If you didn't notice, with the channel, Reed changed the name. And yeah, they're gonna make it like a TV channel, which it kind of already has been, but I really want to put that forward as a Now Your Mama Knows Cowboy TV. And so you know, you got your weekly shows at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So just check me out. Go to the homepage. I'm setting it up to where you could understand how everything is going. I gotta go because I'm gonna get killed and my piece is gonna get cold. But with that being said, you guys are awesome. You guys are epic. And without you, there would not be me. So thank you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Again, I'm the captain of consistency. So I'll be back here tomorrow with live live shows. That's right. My wife and I will be back 7:30 p.m. Eastern doing the Adult Community Night Dirty Minds episode 12 is going to be cool. Wednesday, I'll be doing We Wrestle Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. And then I might just be playing some more Stellar Blade on this Thursday. So I'll see you guys there. I'll put out my Mother's Day video as soon as I'm done. And with that being said, and now your mama knows.
I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man! And now, your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon!